Hello and welcome to Volume 7 of the Australian and New Zealand Harness Racing Year, a season which saw the retirement of two of Australia's most popular pacers ever, Westburn Grant and Village Kid. As their careers ended, others were about to blossom. We were blessed with the emergence of many outstanding 2- and 3-year-olds in Australia and New Zealand during 1992 and 93. While late in the season, keen Victorian fans were declaring they had unearthed another champion squaregater, a 3-year-old filly, who was hailed as another Scotch Notch and the best trotter since Maori's Idol. The highlight of the season, both in Australia and New Zealand, was the expanded Interdominion Grand Circuit. For the first time, New Zealand's two biggest feature races, the New Zealand Cup and the Auckland Cup, were included, together with the final of the Interdominion. The competition was extended to 11 races, with several bonus payments attached. These ranged from $150,000 to $500,000. 3 champion horses, Victorian Franco Tiger, the rising star from the West Jack Morris, and Kiwi pacer Master Musician, dominated the expanded Grand Circuit. They won 8 of the 11 races and were the only horses to win more than one leg. Opening with the $100,000 Queensland Pacing Championship at Albion Park on October 31st, Victorian pacer Franco Tiger, a perennial bridesmaid in previous years, finally shed that title thanks to a brilliant drive by Brian Gaff.
A round out, 1,000 to run. Franco Tiger leading by a length. Impressionist second. He has to do it the hard way. Circus Maximus third, locked up behind the speed. Harbour Glow sweet seating on the outside of Bold Caesar. Style Master 3 back in the running lane. A length to the Eruption inside of the MC. 2 to Woi Woi Caramere and a long break to Nicarene. Franco Tiger takes them past the tea trees at the 700 metres mark. He's a half length in front of Impressionist. Circus Maximus on their backs, a length away Harbour Glow. Then Bold Caesar, Style Master, the MC, Woi Woi Caramere. The Eruption calls it a night and a long break to Nicarene. Franco Tiger 3/4 in front at the 400. Impressionist trying hard to close the gap. Circus Maximus locked up behind them. Harbour Glow yet to peel. The MC wide starting a run, and then Bold Caesar and Style Master. Franco Tiger leads at the top of the lane. 200 left to go, and Franco Tiger flattens out a neck in front of Impressionist. Harbour Glow to the outside, and then the MC. Franco Tiger leads. The Impressionist grinding away. Franco Tiger and Impressionist. Franco Tiger's hanging on. Franco Tiger wins. Franco Tiger has beaten Impressionist. Harbour Glow third, the MC fourth.
The $300,000 DB Draft New Zealand Cup at Addington in Christchurch was next. Transport difficulties prevented Franco Tiger from contesting the 2-mile standing start event. New Zealand's Grand Mare, 8-year-old Blossom Lady, trained by Derek Jones for the 12-member Poly Syndicate and driven by Jones's grandson Anthony Butt, became the 3rd mare to win the feature event since 1949. The win took her earnings past $630,000 with 24 wins, 15 with Butt in the sulky.
Boy, down through the straight they come, and so goes the leader. Barry Purdon looking right now, and here's Blossom Lady inching up outside him with a round to go. Giovanetto's hooked off the rail to get cover. Master Musician's been flushed out 3 wide. In behind them, Millie's brother. In the centre, 2 under. Back on the inside, the Bruiser, followed by In Such a Christopher Barnes, and 2 lengths to Lawn Boy. Round the showground turn the last time. Coming to the 1,000 metres, so go in front by Ling. Just a Musician now's landed outside the leader. It's Motor Power trails Blossom Lady now to the 1-1. Millie's brother 5th, the rail next to it, Giovanetto. It's followed by the Bruisers. They get into the back towards the 800 metres. 2 under was followed by In Such a Christopher Barnes and Lawn Boy. In the last 800 metres, so go by a length and a quarter. Master Musician sitting outside the leader's wheel. It's Motor Power, the Aussie rep on the trail. Blossom Lady's beautifully placed. Then Millie's brother the inside, Giovanetto the other. In behind them the Bruiser, followed by 2 under, then In Such a Christopher Vance about to start a run. I think he's moving out a bit with Lawn Boy going ahead of him on the inner. They round off the far turn inside the 500. So go by 3/4 of a length now. Master Musician throwing out the challenge, followed by its Motor Power. Blossom Lady 3 wide. Here's Giovanetto coming at them. in such as following it around. The Bruiser getting the gap in the centre, followed by 2 under Christopher Vance, further in Molly's brother, and last on the inside it's Motor Power, Master Musician, Blossom Lady, Giovanetto, further back the Bruiser, Christopher Vance is winding up a bit far away, it's Blossom Lady in front of Giovanetto. Listen to the crowd, it's Blossom Lady. Blossom Lady's going to win the cup, but she's done it the only mare of the race. Blossom Lady from Giovanetto, Christopher Vance coming home solidly with the Bruiser.
The next Grand Circuit leg was the $100,000 Australian Pacing Championship at Bankstown 4 nights later. Although he drew the second row, Gath did not waste any time in sending Franco Tiger to the front after going 400 metres. Challenged strongly by Westburn Grant halfway down the straight, Franco Tiger fought back gamely. Although beaten into second placing, Westburn Grant picked up $19,000 to become Australia's second $2 million earner.
Unicorn Generator is under pressure on the outside, being pushed along, which is normal for him, but he's still there. Woi Woi Caramere on the rail, and then Joshua Tree. Westburn Grant. Impressionist has got back to second last with the MC and Halia. Up the back of the 600, and Franco Tiger the leader. On the outside second is Zakara. Here's Westburn Grant hooking out now, and Frost asking the champ to go, and he's sprinting up on the outside. The Unicorn behind the leader from Generator, Woi Woi Caramere. Impressionist is still last at the 400. Out of the back, and Franco Tiger the leader. Here's Westburn Grant 3 wide. Between them Zakara. The Unicorn wanting a run, then Woi Woi Caramere. Halia saving ground on the rail, and then Generator and Impressionist a long way back, but Franco Tiger swung for home in front. Out wide, Westburn Grant's after him. Here comes Spot. Westburn Grant's raced up to Franco Tiger. He's got his head in front. Franco Tiger's kicking again. Westburn Grant won't get him, and Franco Tiger wins. Franco Tiger's wanted a neck to Westburn Grant. Halia flew to get third.
The $300,000 Coca-Cola Miracle Mile at Harold Park is Australia's most famous sprint event. The race attracted a top-class field, including 3 previous winners of the race on November 27th. After giving evidence in Brisbane that morning over the controversial protest in the Queensland Pacing Championship, Brian Gath made a rushed trip back to Sydney to partner Franco Tiger.
Going to the back, and Franco Tiger's gone to the lead. He leads out by Wonder Level Advice, and Jack Morris is on the leader's back. Christopher Vance finishes up with the 1-1-2 to Westburn Grant, and 2 away last is Impressionist. Down the back, and Franco Tiger is the leader. First quarter coming up in 27-7, and Franco Tiger by Wonder Level Advice. Third on the rail behind the leader is Jack Morris. Christopher Vance in the 1-1. 1.5 away is Westburn Grant, and 2 to Impressionist. Out of the back. Up the side at the 1,000, and Franco Tiger, and he's going to slow them up this quarter. He leads 3/4 of a length to Level Advice. In on the rail, third is Jack Morris, followed by Christopher Vance. The New Zealanders getting a great run on the race. 1 out, 1 back. 2 to Westburn Grant, and 2 lengths to Impressionist. Down for the bell, and Franco Tiger is the leader. In the Miracle Mile, he's 3/4 of a length on Level Advice. Third on the rail is Jack Morris. Fourth is Christopher Vance. A length to Westburn Grant, and 1 away last is Impressionist. 31-6 that second quarter as they run to the back. Franco Tiger the leader. Level Advice has done it tough on the outside. Jack Morris behind the leader third. Christopher Vance about to be popped the question. Westburn Grant tracking him, and Impressionist a length away last. Down the back in the Miracle Mile, it's Franco Tiger. Gath looking around to see where they're coming. Here comes the New Zealander. Christopher Vance comes out 3 wide. Jack Morris on the rail. Level Advice is gone. Then Westburn Grant and Impressionist. Franco Tiger the leader coming to the turn. Christopher Vance is throwing down the challenge. A length to Jack Morris, followed by Westburn Grant, is unwinding a run. Around the turn, Franco Tiger headed up in front of Christopher Vance. Clear then of Jack Morris and Westburn Grant, but Gath gets busy, and Franco Tiger's roaring away from Christopher Vance. Brian Gath at his best. Franco Tiger holding Christopher Vance and wins the Miracle Mile brilliantly. Franco Tiger from Christopher Vance. Jack Morris, I think, third on those in front of Westburn.
Sean Harney fired in a protest on behalf of Jack Morris against the winner, alleging interference on the first turn, but it was dismissed after a hearing lasting just 9 minutes. With 4 legs down, the Glen Tipper train Franco Tiger had amassed 15 points on the Grand Circuit points table, a 10-point lead over his nearest rival, Blossom Lady. 3 Grand Circuit races were held in New South Wales last season, culminating with a $150,000 MH Truer Memorial at Bankstown on December 12th. Jack Morris lived up to the boasts of his flamboyant trainer Sean Harney, which resulted in bookmakers being hit for 6. Backed in from 6-1 to 5-2, the WA 5-year-old outclassed his rivals with a power-packed front-running performance.
Out of the back, and Jack Morris is the leader. He's calling the tune up front. Jack Morris, he leads about ahead to Surmo Way, and Franco Tiger's going to have to do it tough tonight. He's 3 wide for the last mile by the looks of it. Band Magic on the rail. Generator being hard driven in the middle. 3 deep, Franco Glen on the back of Franco Tiger. Then We Own a Chief, the Unicorn, Christopher Vance, and Warrior Khan's last of all. There's the bell. Around to go, and Jack Morris is the leader. Leads out a half length to Surmo Way. Third is Band Magic. Franco Tiger is still 3 wide. He's been there for a lap and he's doing it tough tonight, Franco Tiger. Generator in the middle. Then We Own a Chief. Franco Glen on the back of Franco Tiger. Then comes the Unicorn, Warrior Khan, and Christopher Vance is still last, the New Zealander. Down the back, and Jack Morris. He's gone for home. He's got away a length and a half to Surmo Way and Band Magic. A length behind those, then Franco Tiger fourth, followed by Franco Glen. We Own a Chief, Generator. Then Warrior Khan, the Unicorn, and Christopher Vance with a big job. He's stone motherless at the 400. He's gone for home. Harney on Jack Morris. The West Australian burst away. He's 3 on Band Magic going to second. Surmo Way's gone, then Franco Tiger and Franco Glen. But the West Aussie Jack Morris is well clear. He's about 5 to Band Magic. Then Franco Tiger and Franco Glen. But they're not going to catch Jack Morris. He's bolting away with the True Memorial. He's 6 on Band Magic. Christopher Vance flying when it's all over. But Jack Morris makes a one-act affair of the True Memorial and wins by 4 or 5 lengths to Band Magic, and Christopher Vance came from last. Then Franco Glen, Generator, We Own a Chief.
The Grand Circuit switched back to New Zealand on December 28th for the $250,000 smoke-free Auckland Cup at Alexandra Park. Master Musician provided his trainer-driver Robert Dunn with a timely return to the winners list when he scored a gutsy win. Relicensed only 3 weeks earlier after spending 6 months on the sidelines through suspension imposed by Victorian stewards after Master Musician and Defoe returned positive swabs the previous season. It was Dunn's biggest triumph.
Out of it as they wheel out, 900 left to go. The Bruiser full of running by a length and a half to Blossom Lady. On the inside, Christopher Vance doing half pace, and they're followed back in the 1-1 Master Musician. On the inside to Sogo, it's 3 deep, 4 deep, then to Dice the outside, Giovanetto. They're followed 2 under, back along the inside in such a stabiliser, and then it's Motor Power. Down the far side they go. They're 600 metres out in the cup, and the leader is the Bruiser, clearly by a length and a quarter. Christopher Vance is there on the outside. Blossom Lady, here come the challengers. Master Musician now, it's whipping up and around them. 3 wide for Robert Dunn, and they're followed in. Blossom Lady went off stride over on the outside by Abdias, the Bruiser, Master Musician. Christopher Vance still there, ready to pounce. Abdias followed by Sogo, got a run up on the inside, then further back to Giovanetto. They're homeward bound in the cup now, and Master Musician on the outside, and the Bruiser from Christopher Vance, Abdias, and they're followed by Sogo, but Master Musician at the distance, out by a length and a quarter. On the outside, Abdias, Christopher Vance, Sogo, and the Bruiser. Master Musician's got the cup and safekeeping close to home, and Master Musician has scored second home now. It's close between Christopher Vance, the Bruiser, and Sogo, a 3-way go. They were followed then by Insuch, Abdias.
The new year was ushered in with 2 Grand Circuit races on the same night. The $300,000 Be Active Western Australian Pacing Cup at Gloucester Park and the $100,000 Whitfield Tasmanian Pacing Championships in Hobart, both on January the 2nd, 1993. Franco Tiger was the only Eastern States representative to do battle with Jack Morris and other local hopes in Perth. It was another controversial Grand Circuit race. Victory went to the 50-1 outsider, the Harlem Boy.
Franco Tiger, the sensation from Victoria, leads a length. Hilarian Star. Whitby's Miss Penny sweating on a run. Oh, he's off the fence again. Harney with Jack Morris drove up in the middle. Captain Lee 3 deep. Zakara let go now. He's coming around them. Then my current account, the Harlem Boy. Well, back to Amendment. No surrender. Baraska is last of all. 400 to run. Franco Tiger's flat to the boards. Did that big sprint take too much out of him? He's fighting on determinedly. Hilarian Star's drawn within ahead of him. Again, Jack Morris comes at them now. He's out of the pack and finishing well. A couple of lengths to Whitby's Miss Penny and running on fairly well, my current account. Into the straight, Franco Tiger, Hilarian Star, Jack Morris the outside. It's a sensational finish. Franco Tiger, Jack Morris, the Harlem Boy flying. The Harlem Boy getting up on the inside. He could beat them all. It's the greatest boy labour in history. The Harlem Boy has beaten Jack Morris in a thriller. Third home, Franco Tiger.
After the race, Peter Volk, a part owner of Jack Morris, lodged a complaint with stewards over the driving tactics of Brian Gaff on Franco Tiger. Gaff and Jack Morris's driver Sean Harney were both later suspended for 14 days on careless driving charges. Meanwhile, the Tasmanian Pacing Championship in Hobart saw 5 mainland visitors do battle with 5 Tasmanians, with victory going to the local star Carelta Jet. 5-2 equal favourite with Barrel Boy, Carelta Jet showed sizzling speed from the gate and went straight to the front and was untroubled.
Carelta Jet still in front, just under 600 to go. Down the back straight they travel past the Winfield stand. Carelta Jet the leader. In second place on the outside is Imprimatur. Here's Barrel Boy winding up down the outside with a strong run. Gold Label looking for a way out. The Unicorn is coming into the picture too, and they were followed further back to Swishing On. Generators drop right out. Back at the rear is Lord Greystoke. Onto the home turn, Carelta Jet still clings to the lead. Can he see it out? Pressure everywhere. Around the home turn he sprints. Carelta Jet shoots clear, coming into the home straight and sets sail for the judge clear. He'll show the visitors what he's like. Carelta Jet in front, halfway down the running. Barrel Boy's out after him, but the locals too good, and Carelta Jet goes on to win. The Unicorn got up for second, Barrel Boy third, then Gold Label.
Franco Tiger picked up a $60,000 bonus and earned himself a short break from racing when he won the $80,000 Quit and Win South Australia Cup at Globe Derby Park on January the 9th. The gelding picked up another 5 Grand Circuit points, giving him 21 points for the season, placing him in an unbeatable position to become Australia's 17th Grand Circuit champion.
A lap and a quarter out in the Quit and Win Cup, and the leader is Franco Glide, clear by 3 metres to Kawartha Hanover. On the inside the course again, then Franco Tiger. Barossa Baron makes his move. Bonomax has got shoved 4 wide in the straight. Satan Commands on the inside. Then Lancashire Star the centre from Larry. Nicholas Branagh 3 deep at second last and aim first at the tail. They head to the back straight. Franco Glide still the pilot by 2 metres. Kawartha Hanover. On the inside the course again. Franco Tiger now coming 3 wide. Barossa Baron 4 wide. Bonomax 5 wide. 31.6 that second quarter. Then Satan Commands. Nicholas Branagh running on from a long way back from aim first. Down the back, Kawartha Hanover joined by Franco Tiger. Bonomax 4 wide is coming at him. Then Barossa Baron. Satan Commands in the centre. Nicholas Branagh from a long way back starting to fly. And then the course again. Franco Tiger led 2 metres. 29 for the third. Bonomax trying hard. Right around the outside, Nicholas Branagh. Then Barossa Baron, Satan Commands, Kawartha Hanover. Franco Tiger the leader. Bonomax has run a mighty race, but he can't get him. Then Nicholas Branagh, Satan Commands. They're absolutely out on their feet. Franco Tiger's going to score. Nothing in it for second. Bonomax or Nicholas Branagh. Satan Commands.
Franco Tiger needed only 1 more Grand Circuit win to pick up at least $150,000 in bonuses. In addition to the $60,000 he had already won for heading the point score competition when he lined up in the $200,000 Victoria Cup at Moonee Valley on February 27th. The select field had won in excess of $6.6 million in stakes. Master Musician, driven by Robert Dunn, smashed the track record beyond recognition when he came from the second row, rating a dazzling 156.7 for the 1.5-mile trip.
Level Advice in front by a metre to Jack Morris the outside. He's been there from the outset. The Unicorn has the run of the race on the outside. Carelta Jet trails the leader. Master Musician's had a very good run, racing 5th and 3 back on the outside of Impressionist on the rail. Then it's Motor Power. Here comes Westburn Grant now. He pulls to the outside, 3 wide, racing out of the straight. Blossom Lady trailing him, and last on the rail is Franco 7. They head to the back after the bell towards the 700-metre turn. Second quarter in 29.8. Level Advice is gone. Jack Morris went straight past him at the 600 metres. Master Musician pulls to the outside, gets to second, then the Unicorn third. Westburn Grand gets to fourth. Then Carelta Jet followed by Blossom Lady. 6 metres to its Motor Power. 15 metres to Franco 7. And Level Advice is dropping right out of it. 400 metres out before the turn. Third quarter in 28.1. Jack Morris in front being tackled by Master Musician the outside. He hit the lead now, 220 metres out on the turn. 8 metres away the Unicorn who gets to third, followed by Westburn Grant, then Blossom Lady, but Master Musician raced away at the 150, over 5 metres in front of Jack Morris. He can't go on. The Unicorn getting out with Westburn Grant, followed by Blossom Lady, but it's all Master Musician for the Victoria Cup. A brilliant performance. Master Musician wins 6 metres to Jack Morris, 5 metres away third Blossom Lady, Westburn Grant.
The 11th and final leg of the 1992-93 Grand Circuit was the $400,000 Conrad Jupiter's Inter-Dominion Grand Final at Albion Park, Brisbane on May the 1st, with Franco Tiger shooting for a first prize cheque of $240,000 plus a $200,000 Grand Circuit bonus. The best pacers from Australia and New Zealand claimed the spotlight when they tackled during the opening heats on April 17th. Victorian pacer Level Advice, who had won 2 heats of the championship at Moonee Valley a year earlier, claimed first blood when he led throughout to beat the odds-on favourite Master Musician and Australasian Star.
Level Advice spreading hard and fast, a half in front of Master Musician, about to be asked for the supreme effort. Defoe gets to third on the turn, 3 wide, and there's no run for Australasian Star. Level Advice the leader for the moment. Master Musician can't reach Level Advice. 50 metres to go. Level Advice a length in front. Master Musician's going to have to be content with second. First blood to Australia. Level Advice wins. Master Musician second. Australasian Star third. Then
Peace appeared to have the second heat in his keeping too, when he led to within the shadows of the post with Warrior Khan. Despite facing the breeze, however, Jack Morris wore down Warrior Khan right on the line, rating a near record 155.7.
Warrior Khan and Jack Morris, they're 5 lengths in front of Chokin, who continues to run on the turn. Warrior Khan giving plenty. Jack Morris on the outside asks for the supreme effort. 100 metres to go. Jack Morris and Warrior Khan. Warrior Khan won't give in. Jack Morris on the outside and Warrior Khan. Stride for stride, they go to the line. Jack Morris a half-head. Warrior Khan and Chokin third.
Blossom Lady, who also won 2 heats of the Melbourne Series 12 months earlier, reproduced her New Zealand Cup form to take out the third heat in 156.9. Drawing awkwardly, the mare unleashed a strong sprint from the 600-metre mark to score running away.
220 metres left to go. It's Westburn Grand and Blossom Lady stride for stride. Peeling 3 wide, John Owen, and 4 wide on the track, Christopher Vance. He's getting plenty out of Westburn Grand. Blossom Lady's a grand stayer. It's Blossom Lady and Westburn Grand. Blossom Lady's got the better of Westburn Grand. She strides clear. Age won't weary her. Blossom Lady, an impressive winner. Photo for the miners, Christopher Vance or Westburn Grand. Gallant in defeat. John Owen just...
3 heats were decided over the sprint journey of 1,609 metres on the second night of the carnival, Wednesday, April 21st. Christopher Vance improved on his first round second placing to take out the first heat for Kiwi reinsman Tony Herlihy and leading New Zealand trainers Roy and Barry Purdon in a race record 154.6, the fastest time of the night.
5 and the Unicorn the leader, given a tap with a whip by Dove. He's a length in front of 2 under second. There's still no run for Defoe. 3 wide on the track. Now comes Christopher Vance. Master Musician asks for the supreme effort, spreading hard and fast 4 wide. The Unicorn flat tackled by Christopher Vance. No run for Defoe. Master Musician down the outside and Warrior Khan with a barnstorming finish. Christopher Vance just in front and Christopher Vance wins. Close for the miners. Master Musician or Warrior Khan. Hot on their heels was We Own a Warrior.
Franco Tiger kept his bonus hopes alive when he led throughout to take out the 5th heat in 156.1. Jack Morris produced a sensational final quarter sprint to claim second money, which later saw connections in the steward's room to explain the run.
Franco Tiger the leader on the corner from Rustic Lad. 3 wide Blossom Lady, 4 wide John Owen, and Jack Morris sprinting brilliantly down the outside. Franco Tiger still the leader. Blossom Lady trying her heart out. Jack Morris coming fast, but I don't think it'll be quick enough. No, it won't. Franco Tiger races his way into Inter-Dominion calculations. Blossom Lady and Jack Morris for the minor placings. Behind
Westburn Grant, the reigning Inter-Dominion champion, received the biggest ovation of the night when he showed guts and determination to take out the 6th heat. Despite facing the breeze for most of the race, Westburn Grant held off the fast-finishing Chokin to win by a half head in 157.5.
The lad on the turn and Westburn Grant draws level, heads Level Advice. Chokin comes out after Westburn Grant. It's Westburn Grant in front, the champion, the defender. He's a half in front, but Chokin coming in on the outside. Westburn Grant pulling out plenty. Chokin trying hard, they go to the line. I think Westburn Grant has just beaten Chokin in a ripper. Band Magic has got up to run third and then came in such...
The heat was on for several fancied runners to qualify for the final when they harnessed up for the final round of heats over 2,600 metres on April 24th. Drawing wide in Gate 7, Jack Morris became a more pronounced final favourite when he simply toyed with his rivals. Untroubled to win by 9 metres, Jack Morris rated a world record 157.2, slipping home the last half mile in 56.5 seconds and the last quarter in 28.2 untouched.
Jack Morris travelling strongly on the final turn, up the back straight in a brilliant 28.3. It's Jack Morris homeward bound, 2 lengths in front. Rustic Lad tries hard, he's holding second spot. and down the outside Christopher Vance, but Jack Morris travelling powerfully, 100 metres to go. Jack Morris, the Inter Dominion favourite, a classy winner. Second, Rustic Lad. Third, Christopher Vance, and fourth was Hilarious.
The eighth heat, which saw one of Victoria's main hopes, the Unicorn, and WA pacer John Owen scratched on veterinary advice, was marred by interference in the final lap, involving two of the main fancies, Chokin and Warrior Khan. An unlucky seventh to Christopher Vance on the second night, Defoe dashed to the front and was rated a treat by Ted Demler to lead throughout.
7.9, they're on the final turn and the leader's Defoe. He's looking for an all-the-way victory. Demler goes full bore. Blossom Lady won't give him without a fight, and then Red Chip and Captain Lee. Below the 100 though, the leader Defoe. Blossom Lady grinding away on the outside. Defoe in front, Blossom Lady cutting down the margin. Defoe just in front. I think Defoe might have just lasted from Blossom Lady. It's a photo. Third, Captain Lee, and then Pappy McCoy.
Master Musician, formerly a stablemate of Defoe when he was trained by Robert Dunn, made amends for his two heat placings with a strong but narrow victory in the final heat.
Master Musician the outside, Franco Tiger the inner, and they're 5 lengths clear of Dark Paul. Master Musician reaches the lead now from Franco Tiger. He won't give him without a fight, but he's run his race, Franco Tiger. Master Musician striding away. Here comes Westburn Grand flying. Master Musician in front. Westburn Grand flew. Too late. Master Musician wins from Westburn Grand, who motored home down the straight. Franco Tiger's run third in a terrific...
The stage was now set for the $400,000 Inter Dominion Grand Final. The attrition rate was high, however some of the more fancied runners failed to make it to the barrier. A hot favourite after drawing gate 5, Jack Morris's task was made easier when Master Musician and Chokin were both scratched on veterinary advice. The event was tinged with a touch of sadness too, as it was Westburn Grant's last race.
Morris settles fifth. They're followed by Rustic Lad. Around the outside, Westburn Grant, he's into midfield already, and then came Christopher Vance, followed by Hilarious Star. Blossom Lady, no speed out off the front line. She's third last. Second last, We Own a Warrior, and Warrior Khan was last of all. Into the straight now with 2,100 metres left to go, and Franco Tiger the leader. Chambers wasn't happy with the slow speed. He's off and running already on Jack Morris. It's Franco Tiger a length in front of Defoe. Jack Morris strides up boldly. He'll get to the leader's wheel in just a moment. Red Chip the leader's back. Rustic Lad finds himself 3 back on the inside. Level Advice is midfield in the running line. Then came Hilarious Star on the inside of Westburn Grant, followed by Christopher Vance. Third last, We Own a Warrior. Second last, Blossom Lady. And Warrior Khan last of all. On the side of the track with 17.50 left to go. And Franco Tiger and Brian Gather dictating terms in front. A length to Jack Morris. He's going to have to work outside of the leader. Red Chip is third. And Defoe now getting a good card along. He's 1 out and 1 back, racing outside of the Queensland Hope, Rustic Lad. Then came Level Advice, racing outside of Hilarious Star, and then Westburn Grant. He's a little worse than midfield in the running line on the outside of We Own a Warrior, who's saving ground along the inside. Third last was Christopher Vance. Blossom Lady is second last, and Warrior Khan has the entire field in front of him. 72.8 was the lead time. They're on the side of the track at the 1,300 metres, and Franco Tiger travelling sweetly. 3 parts of a length in front of Jack Morris second. Red Chip third on the insides, enjoyed a cosy trip. Fourth, 1 out and 1 back is Defoe, and here come the back markers. Warrior Khan takes off 3 wide and tracked up strongly by Blossom Lady. They race inside the 1,200. They get the bell this time in the Conrad Jupiter's Inter Dominion Grand Final. They left that quarter behind them in 31.6. So Franco Tiger has enjoyed a comfortable trip in the van. A length in front of Jack Morris, who strides closer. He's only a half length away. Red Chip third on the inside. Then Defoe. Warrior Khan gets to 5th. He's 3 wide on Blossom Lady's hot on his hammer. Level Advice held up midfield in traffic. Rustic Lad still 3 back on the inside. Then came Hilarious Star. Christopher Vance jumps onto the back of Blossom Lady for a cart home. Westburn Grant now finds himself second last and in traffic, and We Own a Warrior last of all. The race hots up now. They head to the back straight for the final time. 700 left to go. 29.8 was the next quarter. It's Franco Tiger looking for an all-the-way victory. Jack Morris is a neck away. A length to Warrior Khan, third and 3 wide. No run for Red Chip, no run for Defoe. Blossom Lady about to pull 4 deep, and then Rustic Lad, followed then by Level Advice, Christopher Vance, Hilarious Star. Westburn Grant still second last, 8 lengths off the lead, and the tail end of We Own a Warrior. Past the 400 metres, up the back straight in 28.4, and Jack Morris draws a half length clear of Franco Tiger. Warrior Khan, those in hot pursuit. He's a grinding stayer, and he's almost drawn level with Jack Morris, though Chambers looks confident. Around the final turn, Jack Morris a half in front of Warrior Khan. Here's Blossom Lady coming 3 wide, and then Defoe, followed by Christopher Vance. He has to get busy on Jack Morris. He's pulling out plenty, so is Warrior Khan though, but Jack Morris draws clear. He's a world-class product, champion with a capital C, and Jack Morris takes out the Inter Dominion. Photo for the miners, Warrior Khan or Blossom Lady. Then Rustic Lad, he ran a great...
Jack Morris picked up another important title in September when he was named Australian Harness Horse of the Year. The WA Champion's win in the National Award was just as emphatic as his Inter-Dominion victory 4 months earlier. Jack Morris picked up 86% of the Australian-wide media vote, taking out the awards for Age Pacer and Australian Horse of the Year. The Sermo Hanover gelding won 11 of his 18 starts for the season, picking up $526,000 in stake money. Owned in Perth by Peter and Sharon Volk and trained by Sean Harney, Jack Morris was driven to victory throughout the season by Harney, Fred Kersley and Rod Chambers.
All you have to do is just ask him to do it. It doesn't matter what you want him to do, he'll just go and do the job for you. He's unbelievable.
Well, he's invincible to the fact, sure, he might be beaten in certain circumstances, but not many horses can make 2, 3, 4 sprints like he can in a race.
Yeah, he's pretty good at 2 or 3 sprints, and he's just so tough. Whenever you need to go, he's ready to do the job for you,
They call it the Melbourne Cup of Harness Racing, the Inter-Dominion. I'm sure every driver, owner, trainer, race caller, who doesn't matter what it is, they love to be a part of it, and to win that, it must be the dream come true.
Oh, it certainly was. It certainly was, and probably the only other big thrill that I had was actually driving in the Miracle Mile was absolutely superb. But the Inter-Dominion was just absolutely special. It's long and it's hard and it's tough. It's wearing on the horses. It's wearing on the individuals. It's a great war of nerves, a great war of strength, and temperament and courage come out in the end. And Roddy did a great job driving him. Jack did a marvellous job getting the money. And yeah, it's certainly, to sit in the grandstand and not drive the horse was difficult, but to share that moment with my wife is something I'll carry for a long time.
With Brisbane not catering for square gators, the honour of staging the 1993 Inter-Dominion Trotters Championship during March went to the Auckland Trotting Club. Australia was represented in the 3-night series at Alexandra Park by Lennon and Dashing Chief. But it was night allowance that added another chapter to the success story of Roy and Barry Purdon, and stamped himself as one of the country's best square gators when he won the $125,000 smoke-free Inter-Dominion Trotters Grand Final on March the 20th. Driven with supreme confidence by Barry Purdon, the gelding sat 3 wide for most of the race, then engaged in a war with Lennon.
Jake's on the forward charge, Happy Tom. Peter Wolfenden's got it back on the inside. Game Paul went off stride at that point. Diamond Field over on the outside. David Moss is on a forward move. Pride of Petite, Light Buffy. Then we've got Great Oaks. Second to last is Night Allowance of the main bunch. 12 off the pace and about 8 lengths away to Game Paul. 1900 metres left to go. They wheel out now towards the bend. The leader is on the inside, Lennon. Lennon's shown the way on its back now as Bretton Abbey over on the outside. Flaky Jake wide. David Moss came next to Aspiring Lass, then Fraggle Rock and Pride of Petite. On the inside to Diamond Field, followed G de Jour, Great Oaks and Happy Tom. A length and a half away then to Night Allowance there, followed by Light Buffy. And Game Paul is last of all, 13 off the pace down the far side. In the final now of the Smoke-Free Inter-Dominion Trotters Championship. And the leader is Lennon. Lennon by 2 lengths to Flaky Jake. Into a good trailing position is Bretton Abbey. Over on the outside, 3 wide is Pride of Petite there, followed David Moss and the 1-1. On the inside, tucked away is Aspiring Lass. Great Oak came next into Night Allowance. They're followed by Diamond Field, and between runners Fraggle Rock, a length and a half, G de Jour, then Happy Tom, Light Buffy and Game Paul. Now they wheel into the straight, just over 1200 metres left to go, and Lennon being left alone up front by a length and a half to Bretton Abbey. Here's Pride of Petite charging down the outside, followed by Flaky Jake. Then we've got Aspiring Lass 3 deep on the inner. Over the outside to Great Oaks, tacking onto its back the hot favourite Night Allowance. They're followed by David Moss in G de Jour as they get the belt of Fraggle Rock and Happy Tom, Light Buffy and Game Paul. It brought up the rear. Just on 900 metres left to go. They swing out and Lennon still the pacemaker. 3/4 Pride of Petite. Great Oaks 3 wide. On its back is Night Allowance. They're followed back trailing Bretton Abbey. In the 1-1 Flaky Jake Aspiring's 3 deep on the fence. They're followed David Moss looking improved with G de Jour. Fraggle Rock, Diamond Field getting back as Happy Tom with Game Paul and Light Buffy. So they swing down the back there 700 metres out from home, and Lennon is the pilot. By a length and a half Pride of Petite. There's Barry Purdon shooting the favourite Night Allowance up and around Great Oaks as the pace goes on. They're followed Bretton Abbey. Down the far side they travel. Lennon being attacked on the outside by Night Allowance. Alongside on the inside now is Bretton Abbey. They're followed David Moss. Great Oaks came next relaxes. The pressure really goes on. Then Aspiring Lass, G de Jou's under the stick. Flaky Jake and Diamond Field. But they race towards a bend now, and Lennon been eyeballed on the outside by Night Allowance. David Moss is going to make a run 3 wide into the straight. They come from Breton Abbey. Then further back to Great Oaks. Lennon now being claimed on the outside by Night Allowance. Getting a run through Breton Abbey. David Moss coming home fairly well with Great Oaks. But Night Allowance in charge. David Moss is trying to desperately to peg it back. Night Allowance in front is holding. Night Allowance has beaten as they go across the line. And then David Moss third is going to be Lennon. Then we had
Night Allowance took his career earnings to $159,000, the result of 16 wins, 4 seconds and a third from 47 starts. The Bob Knight and Stephen Dove trained former Kiwi pacer, the Unicorn, picked up the title of Country Cups King. The Unicorn had captured the Warragul and Mildura Cups in previous seasons, but he added 4 more prestigious Country Cups to his tally during the recently completed season. The first was the $50,000 Kilmore Pacing Cup on October 26th. The first was the $56,000 Kilmore Pacing Cup on October 26th. With Knight under suspension, Dove had 3 runners in the big provincial event and elected to drive Sermo Way. Pat Carafa was given the drive on Elmita Boy, while Andrew Peace took the reins behind the Unicorn.
They've got a lap to go in the Kilmore Cup, and it's Motor Power leading by 4 metres. Generator is under pressure. Over on the inside, the Unicorn. Wilson getting stuck into Generator. Then comes our Brenray pulling out. Honourable Air locked up from Sermo Way. Franco Tiger whipping around Classic Gold, but then Guitar Magic and further back Barrel Boy, Almeda Boy and Odds Torado. It's Motor Power sailing at the 500 metre mark. 4 metres Generator. The Unicorn can't get out. Our Brenray under pressure. Sermo Way now pulls out to make his run. Franco Tiger behind him. Honourable Air trying to get away from the fence from Classic Gold, but Barrel Boy and dropping back Guitar Magic. It's Motor Power, the one they've got to beat before the corner. The Unicorn still can't get out. Generator sticking on. The outside Sermo Way. Trouble. Franco Tiger collected by Honourable Air. Both out of it. It's Motor Power in front in the straight. The Unicorn is out. He's the one coming after. It's Motor Power. The Unicorn and Barrel Boy getting up on the fence. The leader was the Unicorn. Barrel Boy finishing fast. The inside. The Unicorn in front. The Unicorn. The Unicorn wins the cup 2 metres to wide of Barrel Boy, and coming again in an iron run was Generator.
Stephen Dove took over the reins when the Unicorn simply toyed with his rivals in the $25,000 Ballarat Cup in mid-January. It was Dove's second Ballarat Cup win, as he had previously been successful with Thorlo Bell in 1984.
600 metres out down the back they go, and Dark Paul the front runner. Andrew Peace has had a long sustained look at Barrel Boy 2 metres away. 2 metres to Nicholas Branagh, who might even be the leader's main danger. He's had a glorious run, but he's got nowhere to go, followed by Imprimatur. Then Smart Paleface, the Unicorn, Lord Greystoke, Admiral the Holiday. Further off, Honourable Air, Almeda Boy, and 5 metres off, Mr. Director. Off the back, and Dark Paul at the 400 metre mark, holding sway. Leads by 2 metres over Barrel Boy. Here's the Unicorn let go, and the Unicorn out 3 wide, sweeping up to join the front runners. No run for Nicholas Branagh, followed by Smart Paleface. They're well in the home straight, and Dark Paul the front runner over Barrel Boy and the Unicorn. It's 3 in line in the cup from Nicholas Branagh. Dark Paul, Barrel Boy and the Unicorn. Nicholas Branagh getting a late run, but the Unicorn has swept to the front, and the spirit of VJ Knight lives as the Unicorn draws away, and the Unicorns won the cup by 4 metres. Second Nicholas Branagh, and third Barrel Boy, followed by Dark.
The Unicorn became the first pacer to win the Kilmore, Ballarat and Bendigo Cup treble, when he snatched a last stride win in the $24,000 Bendigo Cup a fortnight later. Stephen Dove also won the 1984 Bendigo Cup with Thorlo Bell. In what turned out to be a good omen, Thorlo Bell, now a sprightly 15-year-old, led the 1993 field onto the track.
Gecko, 600 out, and the leader was still Odds Torado by a neck. Outside in Barrel Boy. A sulky's length, the Unicorn, 2 metres to La Bay. Guitar Magic under pressure. Victory's Phil, and then Dreamy Express. They race to the 400, and the pace is on. Odds Torado almost joined by Barrel Boy. A metre away and closing the Unicorn. Fourth is La Bay. Guitar Magic next from Dreamy Express, getting up on the inside, but Galloping Reformist. Nearly a line of 3 on the turn where Barrel Boy takes a narrow lead. Odds Torado flat strap, the outside, the Unicorn, then Guitar Magic and La Bay. Barrel Boy in front, the Unicorn, the outside is now going after him quickly. The Unicorn and Barrel Boy. The Unicorn, the outside, Barrel Boy kicking back. The Unicorn and Barrel Boy stride for stride. The Unicorn ahead to Barrel Boy.
Third in Guitar Magic, La Bay.
The Unicorn showed his versatility and made it 4 Cup wins for the season, when he led throughout to win the $24,000 Cranbourne Cup early in February. Rated perfectly by Dove, the Unicorn reeled off a 57.7 last half.
The field of 10 come down the straight to get the bell, a bit over 1,050 metres to go, and the Unicorn on top leads by a metre. Barrel Boy in second placing, third the Tower of Strength the inside. Fourth was Master Musician, pulling just a fraction. 3 back the inside, Victory's Fill. Followed by Cougar, then the Proclaimer inside La Bay. Vanza Gent last on the inside of Classic Elba. 900 metres left to go as they go out of the straight for the final time. And the Unicorn pilots them by a metre. Barrel Boy was second, but he's very tough. The Tower of Strength's going to need some luck to get out from there. He's third for the moment. Master Musician was fourth, and fifth the inside Victory's Fill. Followed by Cougar, the Proclaimer inside La Bay. Classic Elba last the outside of Vanza Gent. Down the back straight. They've got 500 metres left to go. The Unicorn in front by 1.5 metres to Barrel Boy. The Tower of Strength was third. Master Musician yet to be called on fourth. Followed by Victory's Fill, Cougar hooked out. Then came the Proclaimer inside La Bay from Vanza Gent and Classic Elba. 400 metres left to go. It's the Unicorn, 1.5 metres to Barrel Boy. The Tower of Strength was third. Master Musician was fourth. La Bay's hooked out 3 wide, then Victory's Fill and Cougar. Straightening the Unicorn. Dove goes for home. Got 5 metres in front. Master Musician hooked to the outside. Getting off the fence now, the Tower of Strength. The Unicorn, 100 to go, 4 metres in front. The Tower of Strength and Master Musician trying hard. It's the Unicorn, 2 metres in front. Master Musician coming hard late. The Unicorn, Master Musician, and the Unicorn's done it again. The Unicorn for Stephen Dove, 1 ahead to Master Musician. The Tower of Strength, third, 8 metres away.
A strike by airport refuelers prevented Chris Alford, the regular driver of Diamond Debutant, of being in the sulky when the mare took out the Ladyship Mile at Harold Park. Trained by Bob Mankey, Darren Hancock took the drive.
At the 600 metres, down the back, Southern Sugar, by 1 to Takanawa, third is 4 Penny Dark, then Silky Blue Chip, 1 to the Diamond Debutant and 2 to Inner Whisper, up the back of the 400 metre mark, and Southern Sugar held together, 3/4 of a length to Takanawa, third 4 Penny Dark can't get out from Silky Blue Chip, Diamond Debutant back second last, and Inner Whisper is last, coming up to the turn, and the leader is Southern Sugar, 3/4 of a length to Takanawa, trying hard on the outside, a length away, third is 4 Penny Dark, and then Silky Blue Chip and Diamond Debutant to the outside, but Southern Sugar the leader. Takanawa on the outsiders coming after Southern Sugar. It's Takanawa and Southern Sugar. Diamond Debutant's winding up. Takanawa hit the lead. Diamond Debutant zooming home. Got there. She's got up. Diamond Debutant in the last stride to nose out Takanawa. Third Southern Sugar. Followed by...
Former outstanding juvenile Whitby's Miss Penny chalked up her first Group 1 victory since her 2- and 3-year-old days when she overcame a 10-metre handicap to win the $75,000 Fremantle Cup at Gloucester Park in December. First raced in 1928, the Fremantle Cup is the richest standing start race in Australia.
At the 600 now, they're about to liven up again. Whitby's Miss Penny, she's going okay. Led about a neck on Hilarion Star. He's eyeballing her now. Followed on the fence by Tricky Bay. On the outside, Like a Tiger, about to be called upon. A Kerry in the fence. Then Ballantyne's now switching to the outside. Baraska was further back in the field, followed then by Ambro Lucy, and the rest headed by No Surrender. 29.5 the third quarter, 2.50 to run. Approaching the turn, and Hilarion Star and Whitby's Miss Penny are together. A length and a half to Tricky Bay, Like a Tiger and a Carrion, and then Ballantyne's. Whitby's Miss Penny is hanging on. Hilarion Star trying to reach her. The mare in front. Whitby's Miss Penny in front. Oh, she's a mighty mare. Good on you, darling. Whitby's Miss Penny won it ahead to Hilarion Star or Tricky Bay, who lunged at the pair of them. Close up was...
Victorian mare Lisden Jane upstaged the locals and 4 other mainland visitors when she won Australia's second richest mares race, the $30,000 George Johnson Free-for-All at Hobart in February. It was an all-Victorian finish.
4 of them across the track with a lap to go, where Baron is in the lead. Diamond Debutant wide out is being driven hard to try and get to the front, but by gee, it's working hard. Southern Sugar's keeping it out as they head towards the back straight. Lisden Jane fourth on the rails, then came Rose's Heart. Next one was Our Better Luck, followed by Melloray. Further back is Milady, Canungra Koala, and dropping right out of it is Irish Town. Down the back straight, they've got a half lap to go, and Diamond Debutant has got to the lead. Baron in second place. Now Rose's Heart is hooked out to go around the outside inside of Southern Sugar. They were followed by Lisden Jane on the fence, then Our Better Luck. Milady Under Pressure, followed by Malaray and Kanungra Koala. But Diamond Debutant has a nice lead coming to the home turn, 200 to go. In second place, Lisden Jane moving up on the fence. Rose's Heart out wide, Under Pressure goes a bit wide, and Diamond Debutant sets sail for the judge. Now Lisden Jane comes off the fence and has a crack at the lead. Diamond Debutant in front, Lisden Jane down the outside will get up. Lisden Jane got up, beat Diamond Debutant, close for third. Malaray on the fence, and Our Better Luck down the outside.
A week after claiming the Group 1 $200,000 Victoria Cup behind the mobile barrier, Master Musician showed his versatility by shrugging off a 40-metre handicap to win the Group 2 $40,000 A.G. Hunter Cup at Moonee Valley on March the 6th. Bookmakers bet as much as 3-1 about the Robert Dunn trained and driven 5-year-old, but they paid dearly for their folly. Reaching the death seat with 1,300 metres to go, Master Musician won by 1.5 metres, rating a track record 22.8 for 2,840 metres. The last 800 metres was run in a sensational 56.9 seconds. The final quarter, 28.2.
At the 1,000 metres they race in the A.G. Hunter Cup. First split of the mile in 30.1. Barrel Boy in front. At his wheel is Master Musician. A metre back is Loyal Bryce. Blossom Lady a handy fourth out of the straight. Aberdeen pulls out 3 wide. Latching onto his back in turn now is Honourable Air. Caveman 3 back on the rail. On his outside is Its Motor Power. Admiral Holiday back on the rail, followed by Valley's Babe. Peeling out now Vanza Gent third last, followed by Classic Alba. And Nicholas Branagh one off the fence is last. They're sprinting inside the 600 they race. Second quarter 33.6. Barrel Boy leading Master Musician only by 1 metre. 3 metres away Loyal Bryce on the rail. Blossom Lady now eases to the outside. 3 once again. In behind them came Honourable Air, followed by Its Motor Power. Aberdeen not going well. Caveman the rail, followed by Valley's Babe. Then Admiral Holiday, Vanza Gent, Nicholas Branagh and Classic Alba. On the turn 200 metres to travel. Third quarter 28.7. Barrel Boy ahead in front. Master Musician lays down the gauntlet the outside, then Blossom Lady to third at the 150. On the outside, Master Musician got the upper hand. It's the Victoria Cup winner racing away. Blossom Lady gets into second placing from Barrel Boy, but the Hunter Cup goes to Master Musician. Master Musician wins 1 metre. Blossom Lady is run second, Barrel Boy third. Then
Harold Park fans gave their local champion, Westburn Grant, a rousing reception when he won the $20,000 Golden Mile on March 19th. His farewell Sydney race, the $2 million earner did not let his vast army of supporters down, winning in a smart 157.3. Strange as it may seem, it was Spot's first win since taking out the Inter-Dominion Grand Final at Moonee Valley a year earlier.
Into the straight to get the bell, and Westburn Grant on the inside, and in such a level pegging. They're a length and a half. Nicolong Shadow, that second quarter 30.6, and in such is serving it up to Westburn Grant. Nicolong Shadow behind the leader from Band Magic. Franco Glenn's dropped it out the last with the Field Commander going into the back of the 600, and Westburn Grant on the inside, and in such are still locked together. 2 to Nicolong Shadow, Band Magic, Franco Glenn back on the rail, and the Field Commander is last. Down the back at the 400, and Westburn Grant again got ahead in front of Insucha. Nicolong Shadow right behind them, third, followed by Band Magic, and then Franco Glenn and the Field Commander. Out of the back, and Westburn Grant just the leader. Insucha on the outside though is after him, a length to Nicolong Shadow. Franco Glenn getting along the rail, and then Band Magic and the Field Commander. On the turn, Westburn Grant fought on. He again got ahead in front of Insucha. Franco Glenn's run up in behind them from Nicolong Shadow. Westburn Grant got away from Insucha. Franco Glenn getting out, but the chance coming away. Westburn Grant, go Spot. He's home. Westburn Grant coming away, and we salute you, Spot. Westburn Grant has got the prize. Franco Glenn, I think, second and nose to Insucha. Then
the $45,000 Easter Cup at Launceston's Mowbray Circuit on April the 10th was another major race to fall to the powerful local combination of Wayne and Barry Rattray. Wayne Rattray failed to win the Easter Cup during his long reign as Tasmania's leading trainer, but he made amends as an owner with Genghis Carelta, which he part-owns with his wife, Gay.
Under 800 to go. Genghis Carelta still defying the opposition by 3 metres. Captain Lee in second place, sticking with this leader at the moment. On Parade has got to third. Family Joker going back through the field. They're being followed by Mr. McKenzie, who can't go on. Then came Romantic Man making up some ground. The rest beaten, headed by Torado Stone. So they race under 500 to go. And still the leader, Genghis Carelta. Captain Lee starting to paddle now. In third place, On Parade's only struggling.
Mr. McKenzie's getting up on the fence. Romantic Man sweeps around them out wide. They're followed by Good Town, but Genghis Corralda shot away. This could be history. The Rat Rays have never won the Easter Cup, but Genghis Corralda's got a mighty lead. Romantic Man coming down the centre of the track, finishing on well, but Genghis Corralda's doing it well. He lifts the reins now. He's still 15 metres in front, and he's going to win. The first time Rat Rays have won the Easter Cup, and Genghis Corralda has straightened the opposition by 20 metres on the line. Easy Jazzer got up for second. Good Town was third. Mr. McKenzie.
Warrior Khan provided local owner Greg Brodie and Andrew Peace with some compensation for missing out on the Inter-Dominion Grand Final when he made a clean sweep of 4 races, breaking 2 minutes each time at Albion Park during the Rich Winter Carnival, including the $50,000 CUB Winter Cup on July the 31st. Warrior Khan won by a breath, rating 158.8 for the 2,600 metre trip.
And Peace has a lap full of horse with Warrior Khan. He takes them to the side of the track. A length in front of Vanston Lord, 3 wide. In such a punches through in the centre. Then came Exceptionally Smooth, followed by Almost an Angel, tracked up by Rustic Lad. Von Soki midfield the rails, and then came Pappy McCoy, the MC, and Transit Lane whipped them in 8 lengths off the lead to the back straight for the final time. 650 left to go, 28 for the next quarter. The half run in 58.6. He's motoring. Warrior Khan a half in front of In Such a, whacking away 3 wide. Vanston Lord, no run for Exceptionally Smooth or Almost an Angel. Rustic Lad comes out 3 wide to start a run. Then Von Soki, who's got nowhere to go as they pack right up, followed by the MC, Pappy McCoy, and Transit Lane 6 lengths off the lead, 300 metres left to go. 29 1 along the back straight. Warrior Khan the leader. In Such as run his race. Then Vanston Lord, Rustic Lad hooks 4 wide, followed by Exceptionally Smooth around the final corner, and he opens up on the favourite Warrior Khan, and he kicked 2 lengths clear. Exceptionally Smooth emerges on the outside, and then Von Soki getting a rails run below the 100. Warrior Khan the leader. Exceptionally Smooth running a very big race on the outside. Warrior Khan, Exceptionally Smooth. I think Warrior Khan might have just lasted from Exceptionally Smooth, but it's a very close finish to the Winter Cup. Third Von Soki, then came Rustic.
Leading New South Wales reinsman Darren Hancock talked up his first victory at Moonee Valley when he combined with a Leeton-owned Sir Sam to win the $30,000 CUB 4-year-old Classic early in January. Taking the lead with 2 laps to go, Hancock slowed the pace in the middle stages before slipping home the final 800 in a slick 57 seconds.
And in front of Sir Sam in the CUB 4-year-old Classic, his margin a metre to Lake Street. 3 metres away, Nicholas Brannock on the inside of Rhode Island Red. Star Adam now pulls to the outside. Virgil locked away on the rail, followed by Wiona Warrior. Fella's Pride now pulls to the outside, followed second last by Mass, and last on the outside, Coringal Kid. They're sprinting at the 600, second quarter, 31.6. Sir Sam leading Lake Street by 1.5 metres. Nicholas Brannock on the rail. Rhode Island Red, he's on a loose rein. So too Star Adam. Wiona Warrior angles 1 away from the rail. Virgil still needs a run, followed by Fella's Pride. Then Mass and Coringal Kid. 300 metres out on the turn, third quarter in 28 seconds. Sir Sam's at an easy run. He's still over 2 metres in front of Lake Street. No run for Nicholas Brannock, no run for Virgil. Rhode Island Red's under pressure, followed by Wiona Warrior. But Sir Sam comes to the 150, still 3 metres in front of Lake Street, Nicholas Brannock. Then Virgil, Rhode Island Red, followed by Wiona Warrior. Now Nicholas Brannock has got the run back on the rail. Sir Sam shifting ground. He's in front though, holding Nicholas Brannock, and Sir Sam gets there. Sir Sam by 1 metre to Nicholas Brannock. Virgil has flown for third, close up.
Valley Champ provided hobby breeder, owner, trainer and TAB agent Des Parr with the biggest win of his career when he got up within the shadows of the post to snatch victory in the $100,000 Swan Gold Nugget Championship at Gloucester Park on January the 22nd. He edged out the dead heaters, Lake Street and Hilarion Star, by a nose. Phil Coulson, who drove Lake Street, fired in a protest against Hilarion Star, alleging interference from the 9-4 on favourite over the final stages, but the objection was dismissed. The race had a sensational sequel. At a steward's inquiry the following Tuesday, the judge, Frank Ainsley, amended the result, placing Lake Street second and Hilarion Star third after re-examining 2 photo finish prints.
They've played into the hands of Lewis. Well, they haven't really had much option. At the 600, Hilarion Star with the neck arched and head on chest. Lewis had a peep over the shoulder. This is cruising in front. Leads by a length on the outside, Valley Champ, then Copper Strike. Around them now, Lake Street. Wider still, Ruger. Right off the course is Ace of Whitby. Then Alpha Dinah. Virgil drove up into a traffic jam. Then Like a Tiger, Porsche Gold. 29.8 the third quarter. 2.50 to run in the Nugget. And Hilarion Star, he still hasn't let this go. A length on Valley Champ. Copper Strike back on the fence. Out wide on the course, Lake Street. Then Alpha Dinah, Like a Tiger. But into the straight now, Hilarion Star asked to sprint. A length on Valley Champ. There's not much there. Valley Champ's coming at him and so is Lake Street. Hilarion Star lugging out under pressure. Did he hang on? Gee, I think so. I think...
Local colt Diamond Blue Chip ended the drought for South Australian trained horses when he got up in a photo finish to win the $25,000 South Australian Pacers Derby at Globe Derby Park early in January. It was the first local derby win since Fearless Quick took out the classic in 1981. Boom Victorian colt Getting It Right, a prohibitive 3-1 on favourite, finished a distant last after choking down.
The specialist in front by 4 metres, Getting It Right on the outside. Now he's starting to urge it on. Getting It Right's under pressure. Diamond Blue Chip getting into the clear, then pulling wide 8 Diamonds. Further back he's at 10. The favourite's going backwards, Getting It Right. Further back in the field to aim victory. Then Supermatic Dallas Man. Getting It Right's going to run nearly last. Off the back straight, the specialist is the one to beat, going very strongly. Diamond Blue Chip trying hard. Third, then 8 Diamonds from He's at 10 aim victory. Supermatic was running home late, but on the turn, the specialist led 6 to 8 metres. Diamond Blue Chip trying hard. 8 Diamonds down the outside. The specialist in front. Diamond Blue Chip's grabbing it. The specialist, Diamond Blue Chip going to it. Diamond Blue Chip, the specialist. Give it to the South Aussie. Diamond Blue Chip's grabbed the specialist right on the post. Third home, 8 Diamonds. Close up.
Winsome Eagle, a smooth fella colt from the 1980 New South Wales Edgar Tatlow Stakes winner Winsome Star, provided catering boss John Christensen and his family with their biggest winners owners when he won the $20,000 R.C. Simpson Sprint at Harold Park on February the 12th. Trained and driven by David Aiken, Winsome Eagle also won a heat of the Victoria Derby at Moonee Valley the following month.
Nickel down to the bell. Around out now, and Winsome Eagle the leader. Second quarter was 31.5, so they've gone through the first half very quickly. 59.8 they went, and Winsome Eagle led them to the back, a length on Atos. On the fences, Tricky Lad, then Greenkeeper. Baradini out 3 wide, working into it. Spuds McKenzie's on the rail, and then Great Celebration tracking Baradini, and then Cyclone Jerry, and last Qatari Nickel. Up the back, Winsome Eagle the leader. 3/4 of a length on Atos. Third on the fence, Tricky Lad can't get a run, followed by Greenkeeper. Baradini wide from Spuds McKenzie, and then a gap to Cyclone Jerry and Great Celebration. Second last quarter, 29.4, and Winsome Eagle the leader. Atos has done a great job. He's still there, keeping Tricky Lad in the pocket. Spuds McKenzie getting off the fence, and then at the head of the other, Cyclone Jerry. Baradini can't win. Winsome Eagle in front on the straight. Tricky Lad and Atos are trying hard. Then Spuds McKenzie, but away he goes, Winsome Eagle. Oh, he's going to blitz them. Coming away from Tricky Lad, and a brilliant win to Winsome Eagle. Winsome Eagle from Tricky Lad and Atos third, a gap to Spuds McKenzie.
Boom Tasmanian colt Whiskey Regal took his record to 12 wins from his past 13 starts when he scored a 3-metre victory in the $30,000 Tasmanian Derby in Hobart. With the lone Victorian representative, the specialist, scratched on veterinary advice, leading Tasmanian trainer-driver Neville Webberley had the Armbro Whiskey colt in the box seat all the way after avoiding a scrimmage soon after the start. It was Webberley's third Tasmanian Derby triumph, having previously been successful with Hellier in 1990 and Thomas Magnum in 1991.
Out of the straight they travel, and still the leader is Torado Hell. Ricky Dean is running second. Rockley Meadow on the rails. Whiskey Regal the outside. Then Private Corelda. Mandash is trying to get past Eldrake with What a Pennant on the fence. Scotty Raider the last one. Past the 600. They make their way down the back straight, and Torado Hell still in front. Here's the favourite. Whiskey Regal hooked out. Starts his charge as they race down the back to the 400. Torado Hell answers the challenge as they go to the turn out of the back straight. Ricky Dean can't go on. Rockley Meadow is next. Mandash is coming into it, being followed by What a Pennant, Private Corelda, then Eldrake and Scotty Raider galloping, but Whiskey Regal moves up on the outside of Torado Hell, and the two of them settle down to fight it out. Around the home turn, Torado Hell on the rails. Whiskey Regal the outside. There's nothing between them on straightening up. Whiskey Regal the outside's got his head in front halfway down the straight, and the favourite is Too Good. Whiskey Regal comes away to beat Torado Hell. Rockley Meadow ran third.
Local colt Golden Rain was accorded a reception normally reserved for Inter-Dominion winners when he returned to scale after his gutsy victory in the $70,000 Victoria Derby at Moonee Valley on March the 13th. Golden Rain's earnings soared to over $250,000. Golden Rain was driven by Chris Alford and trained by Noel Alexander.
Inside the 1,000 metres, Golden Rain the centre, crosses Great Celebration, in turn Shand on the outside, draws a metre in front of Golden Rain, out of the straight towards the 850, and the speed right on. First split of the mile in 29.8. In behind them Quivers Gold, Diamond Blue Chip, then Son of Genghis and Winsome Eagle. Shandon heads off Golden Rain, out of the straight towards the back at the 650. The Western Australian colt Shandon, he opened up 6 metres in front of Golden Rain. Young Mr. Charles is third. Great Celebrations under pressure. Franco Lament driven along. The Specialist away from the rail, followed by Quivers Gold. 10 metres to Winsome Eagle, dropping out of it Diamond Blue Chip and Son of Genghis, 400 metres out before the turn. They're flying second quarter 29.6 to third in 28.6 towards the 250 in the Derby, and the Western Australian Shandon in full flight. He's 5 metres in front. Again Golden Rain comes off the fence to have another crack at Shandon. Young Mr. Charles making a race third at the 150, and Golden Rain the outside got the Shandon. The Victorian Golden Rain hit the lead at the 120 metre mark. Chris Alford wheeling the whip. Young Mr. Charles coming in after Golden Rain, but it's the Noel Alexander prepared Golden Rain for the Victoria Derby. Well done. Golden Rain wins 1.5 metres to young Mr. Charles. 12 metres away, third was Shandon. In behind them,
beaten narrowly in a prelude after missing the start a week earlier, the West Wyalong trained Tonic made amends when she led throughout to win the $50,000 New South Wales Oaks final at Harold Park on March the 19th.
Koala around the turn for the bell in the Oaks, and Tonic is the leader. From on the outside getting to second, Priceless Franco at the leader's wheel. Third on the rail, Aurora Cornelia. Now Gavin Link comes out on Floriat, around home by midnight, and over on the fence, What a Verdict. And then Park Cloud, Sentimental Glow, Torita BJ and the Real Koala. Into the back, about 700 to go in the Oaks final. And in front is Tonic, the Riverina filly by Wonder Priceless Franco. Third on the inside, Aurora Cornelia. Floriat is in behind them. Fourth has dropped onto Priceless Franco's back as Home by Midnight's dropped off the race and back through the last now. On the inside, What a Verdict and Park Cloud, but at the 400, the leader Tonic. Aurora Cornelia tracking the leader. Priceless Franco's gone. It's beaten. Floriat comes out around it. What a Verdict goes up on the rail, but Tonic got away down the side. 2.5 on Aurora Cornelia. What a Verdict got to third. Floriat struggling, and then Park Cloud in a gap then at the head of the others. Sentimental Glow. This Riverina filly, those got right away Tonic, about 3 in front of Aurora Cornelia. What a Verdict getting through into third, then Floriat and Sentimental Glow, but Tonic is well clear in the Oaks. Aurora Cornelia holding second, and then What a Verdict, but Tonic is going to win it easily. Tonic scores from Aurora Cornelia second, and third What a Verdict, then Sentimental Glow.
An association which extended almost 20 years between trainer Charlie Hunt and reinsman Colin Warwick was rewarded when Maybe Matilda won the $40,000 West Australian Oaks at Gloucester Park on the same night as the New South Wales Oaks.
That should be the breather Janami needed. At the 600, leads about a neck on Queen of Scandi. Now looming up out 3 wide, Illumination. On the fence, Whitby's Coquette blocked for a run. Houston Rose drove into a dead end in the middle. Out very wide was Classical Gas trying to get into the race. And further back in the field, Maybe Matilda, Richfield Lady struggling. Then Salvation Sister, Banshee Sue. 30.4 that quarter, 200 out. The leader, Janami, about a neck, Queen of Scandi. Illumination is looming up out wide. 2 lengths to Maybe Matilda working into the clear, and then Houston Rose. Janami's in trouble at the 100. Illumination's got her, and Maybe Matilda is flying home. Maybe Matilda at 100 miles an hour takes the lead. An extraordinary win. Maybe Matilda flashed home to score from Illumination. Third, there's a heap of them.
The addition of a pulling bit enabled star colt Shandon to regain his mantle as WA's top 3-year-old with a thrilling win in an incident-packed $50,000 WA Derby at Gloucester Park on April the 2nd. The bit made it easier for champion reinsman Fred Kersley to rate the classic Gary Colt, who had raced very keenly in his Derby Prelude a week earlier. Unfortunately, the big match race with arch rival Flashing Star failed to eventuate, due to an incredible incident with 500 metres to go, when Flashing Star ended up with two drivers in his sulky, his usual driver Chris Lewis and Jim Mitchell, who landed in the favourite's cart after being flung from the sulky of the Sandman. Despite the scrimmage in the back straight, Shandon always had the race in his keeping.
Out of the straight, past the bell in the Derby. Lewis is off now on Flashing Star, but the sprint starts to go on. How much is in the tank of Shandon? Oh, there was trouble up front. I Am broke, and one's come down. I Am got tangled up with one. We'll come back to it shortly. The leader is Shandon, a length and a half. Parky Kid running into third place. Classic Girl. Flashing Star got messed up with as well, and the driver of the Sandman is attached to his sulky. We'll have to leave it there and come back to it, though. The field completely disorganised as Shandon races away. 29 won the third quarter. Shandon by 5 lengths on Parky Kid, Classic Girl, then Sportsman's Dream and Earl of Dalby. But Shandon's going to win the Derby by default. You can take nothing away from him, though. He's 4 or 5 in front. Parky Kid and Classic Girl are chasing hard, but it's Shandon's Derby. Shandon, although getting a bit weary, won by 3 lengths. Parky Kid and the Classic Girl in the photo for the minors.
The trainer-driver combination of cousins Ronald and Jeff Webster halted the interstate domination of the South Australian Oaks when they combined with a Chuapika night filly, Slaps, to win the $10,000 Fillies Classic at Globe Derby Park on April 3. Victorian-trained fillies had won the Classic in the 3 previous seasons, but Slaps halted the trend in an all-South Australian finish.
Chip off the back. Sportscraft, the Wonder Beatty, goes for it now. She's trying to get away as Slap starts her sprint. 8 Diamonds in the centre. Out for Justice in behind them. Then Feisty and Linton Zera. Galloway Gladys in trouble. Sportscraft just led. Slaps draws within a metre as they turn for home. Out for Justice still there. Then 8 Diamonds. Feisty into the clear. In the straight, Slaps goes to the lead now. She races past Sportscraft. Goes across to the rails as she does so. Feisty flying home late. But Slaps too good. Beats Feisty. Third is tied.
On the inside,
Beautifully bred filly, Floriat, topped the $200,000 mark in prize money when she overcame a second-row draw to win the $40,000 Victoria Oaks at Moonee Valley. Plagued by tendon trouble in the days leading up to the Classic, the Sockies Adam filly was able to get clear of a pocket coming to the home turn. A half-sister to former champion mare Jazz Marilla, Floriat provided her Melton trainer Graham Lang with his 3rd Victoria Oaks victory and her driver Gavin Lang with his 2nd win in the Fillies Classic.
Towards the 650 metre turn, out of the straight they race, second quarter 31.4. Price's Franco in front, still 3 metres to Falls Creek on the outside who's worked. 1.5 metres away Floriat, needing a run the rail. Then Lady Liberty, followed by Rage and Fast Class. Slaps has tried to angle one off the fence, it does now, as Fast Class pulls out. Third last Sportscraft, followed by Legacy of Gold Chipback, and back of the tail is Suspicious Eyes, but Price's Franco comes to the home turn towards the 250. She's let out Floriat, who's 4 metres away behind her. Third quarter 29.8 around the turn, making ground Rage third, followed by Slaps on the rail and Sportscraft at the 180. Price's Franco over 5 metres in front. At the moment Floriat can't pick it up, followed by Sportscraft on the rail. At the 100 Price's Franco in front. Floriat's got her in a bound. It's finding nothing. Price's Franco and Floriat. Oh, she's a top filly. She wins the Oaks. Floriat wins by 2 metres to either Price's Franco or Slaps, who flew out wide.
Young Mr. Charles, runner-up to Golden Rain in the Victoria Derby at Moonee Valley in March, reversed the result when he led most of the way to beat an unlucky Golden Rain and Speedy Dundee in the $100,000 New South Wales Derby at Harold Park 6 weeks later.
The bell is ringing and young Mr. Charles leads Golden Rain, and Winsome Eagle is stuck 3 wide, doing it hard. Third on fourth on the rail is Atos, and then comes Twilight Warrior, a length off Speedy Dundee, 10 lengths to Great Celebration, who's had enough. Then Whiskey Regal and McGrandle into the back though, 650 metres to go, and the leader young Mr. Charles, that big middle quarters were 29, 7 and 32. 600 to go in the Derby, and young Mr. Charles, who's led from the start, led Golden Rain, who's under a bit of pressure on the outside, but still there. Atos behind the leader. Then Winsome Eagle and Twilight Warrior, followed then by Speedy Dundee. Out of the back, though, and young Mr. Charles a half to Golden Rain, who won't give in. He's coming at the leader again. 3 lengths to Atos, Speedy Dundee and Twilight Warrior. Up to the turn, though, and it's young Mr. Charles and Golden Rain locked together. 6 lengths to Speedy Dundee, going to third, then Atos and Twilight Warrior. It's young Mr. Charles just the leader. Golden Rain trying hard, a long break to Speedy Dundee. Young Mr. Charles and Golden Rain, a head-to-head battle in the Derby. Young Mr. Charles just in front. Golden Rain driving at him, won't get him. Young Mr. Charles all the way has beaten Golden Rain. 10 lengths away, third, Speedy Dundee.
The $20,000 Tasmanian Oaks was finally decided in Hobart on April 24th, after the original event on April 2 was declared a no race by stewards when Small Matters was denied a fair start. The connections of the no-race winner, Falls Creek, argued that Small Matters should have been declared a non-runner and the result allowed to stand, and appealed against the steward's decision to the Tasmanian Harness Racing Board in a bid for the $13,200 winner's stake. After taking submissions from the connections of Falls Creek and stewards, the HRB declared that stewards had the power to declare the Oaks a no-race, and that the decision was appropriate under the circumstances. Falls Creek missed the Oaks rerun as she had not fully recovered from her trip to Melbourne for the Victoria Oaks a week earlier. Small Matters, who had been denied a fair start in the original race, was an even money favourite in the rerun.
Past the post, 1 lap out, Emmylou Hanover in the lead. She's a Saint, gets going on the outside, goes up the challenge. Polly Archer's out 3 wide, Meadow Briar back on the fence, followed by Small Matters still in that 1 out, 1 back, but looking for a run, can't get it. Last of all is Ray Delalas. Into the back straight, they've got 500 metres to go. Emmylou Hanover, the leader, She's a Saint on the outside, is still there, slugging away. Back in third place is Polly Arch, followed by Meadow Briar, can't go on. Small Matters under a bit of pressure, and last of all is Ray Delalas. Off the back, Emmylou Hanover still clings to a narrow lead. She's a Saint in second place. Small Matters going through on the inside of Polly Arch as they come to the home turn. But Emmylou Hanover gives them the slip. Small Matters hooks to the outside of She's a Saint, who can't go on. Around the home turn, Emmylou Hanover has not looks the winning break. Into the straight, it's Emmylou Hanover in the lead. Small Matters coming out after it now. Emmylou Hanover in front. Small Matters is wearing it down. Small Matters, Emmylou Hanover, and Emmylou just lasted. Emmylou Hanover beats Small Matters, and close to a dead heat for third between Polly Arch and She's a Saint. Then there's a
New South Wales filly Butler's Love made her rivals look second-rate when she scored a hollow victory in the Group 1 $20,000 Queensland Oaks at Albion Park on June 12.
32.3 was the first quarter of the last mile, and now Butler's Love and Gleeson are dictating terms. They go to the back straight. Sentimental Glow has sped up very fast on the outside and gets to second ahead away. Then came I'm a Dream, who's on a loose rein. So too is Jewel Lass. Then Soki's Lass, followed by Chippity, shuffle back to midfield. Tack Nero starting a run. Then came Southern J, Vicky Hanover. Second last, Southern Success, and She's Blushing last of all. 29.9 was the next quarter, and the Sydney fillies are 1-2 as they reach the 400. Butler's Love ahead in front. Sentimental Glow eyeballing it on the outside now. No run for I'm a Dream. Then Jewel Lass, Soki's Lass working into the picture. Chippity on a loose rein. Tack Nero can't go on. Then Vicky Hanover. Southern Success, Southern J, and She's Blushing. Onto the final turn, and the leader Butler's Love. Gleeson appears to be driving confidently. Sentimental Glow trying hard, and I'm a Dream hooked 3 wide. Butler's Love's travelling. She's going well. Sentimental Glow's run her race. I'm a Dream down the outside, but Butler's Love's pulling out plenty. She's clear of Sentimental Glow and I'm a Dream, and it's a New South Wales Oaks victory. Butler's Love too good. Sentimental Glow second. I'm a Dream third. Then Vicky Hanover.
Leading West Australian reinsman Fred Kersley predicted that Shandon had the potential to run a mile in 1:52 after the Colts scored a dynamic win in the $200,000 Oceania Eldorado final at Moonee Valley on June the 19th. Favourite at 5-2 on, Shandon worked to the front after going half a lap, which allowed Kersley to dictate his own terms.
Inside the 1,000 they race in the Eldorado final. The first quarter in a 31.1. Out of the straight they race towards the 900. It's Shandon in front by 2 metres. His sparring partner Golden Rain loomed up on the outside within a metre, and now they're sprinting out of the straight. The Butler did it 3 metres away third. 5 metres away Spuds McKenzie. McKenzie on the inside of Golden Jug. 6 metres to Payson's Night, followed by Starry Night. Then Golden Sun, followed by Illawong Andrew, Mighty Honey, and Winsome Eagle 6 metres away. At the 500 they race, second quarter in a 30.7, and Shandon got away from Golden Rain. In a bound he found 8 metres towards the 400 metres. They're 15 metres in front of the Butler did it, followed by Golden Jug. Payson's Night pulls to the outside, then Spuds McKenzie, Golden Sun, Starry Night, Illawong Andrew, Mighty Honey and Winsome Eagle. But Shandon given full bore around the turn at the 220. He exploded away. Third quarter in a brilliant 27.5. 15 metres in front, Shandon of Golden Rain at the 150. 25 metres to Golden Sun. Winsome Eagle making ground. It's Shandon clear over the concluding stages in the Eldorado final. And Shandon and Fred Kersley get there. They walk near the line, but they win by 2.5 metres and veer out. Golden Rain flew once again near the line to run second. Third, 6 metres away was Golden Sun. Then
Former Canberra pacer Look Sharp earned himself a tilt at the Australian Derby when he scored a shock win in the Group 1 $50,000 Queensland Derby at Albion Park on July 3. Trained and driven by Chris Gleeson, who had won the Queensland Oaks with Butler's Love 3 weeks earlier, Look Sharp down the hot favourite Night Rainbow in a photo finish.
They reach the 600 metres. Night Rainbow goes ahead clear of young Mr. Charles. Now Greenvale pulls out and starts to run on. Scottish Air gets off the fence. Look Sharp working into the picture. Then June's Babe, Cloudburst, Big H gone. Further back was Regal Prince, Classic Major, second last Yankee Performer dropping off. And Jamie Mullaney was last of all. 29.3 and 29.9 with the next 2 quarters. Night Rainbow found the front. Look Sharp cruises up on the outside. Greenvale for the moment can't go on. No run for Scottish Air, and then Cloudburst coming to the final turn. Night Rainbow. He's done a big job so far. Look Sharp's the main danger. Then Scottish Air trying to work off the fence. Night Rainbow the leader. Tackled by Look Sharp on the outside. It's Look Sharp and Night Rainbow settling down to a soul-stirring duel. Look Sharp reaches the lead. Night Rainbow won't give in. Look Sharp and Night Rainbow. Look Sharp! Look Sharp wins the Derby and beats Night Rainbow. Third photo, Scottish Air or June's Babe.
What's next colt, Golden Rain, added another rich scalp to his impressive list when he came with a late run to win the $100,000 Australian Derby at Moonee Valley. Golden Rain, who could already claim victories in the Foster's Australia Gold for 2-year-olds and the Victoria Derby, came from last in the back straight to beat a star-studded field. The win took Golden Rain's career earnings to $390,000 from 12 wins and 11 placings from 25 starts, breaking the Australian 3-year-old stakes earning record.
Around the turn they race with a lap to go in the Australian Derby. They're starting to jam up now towards the 1100. First quarter in a 30.9. The leader Flashing Star. He's had a nice run. A metre away second. The outsiders Camberley Octane. He's worked awfully hard. Shandon on the outsiders creeping up to the mount 3 wide. Night Rainbow trails the leader. Cloudburst in the centre. McCrandle 3 wide trailing Shandon. Peeling out now 3 wide as Mark Craig. He's latching onto the back of McCrandle. In the centre Answer Me away from the rail, followed by Golden Jug, Look Sharp, and Golden Rain is last. They head to the back after the bell at the 650. Second quarter in at 29.3. Flashing Star in the Derby trying to lead all the way. Camberley Octane a metre away second the outside. Shandon shaken up out 3 wide. Night Rainbow the leader's back is needing a run, followed by Cloudburst. McCrandle pulls 4 wide. Answer Me in the centre. Golden Jug on the rail. Mark Craig is third last. He pulls out 5 wide. Golden Rain 4 wide. He's second last and dropping out of it. Look Sharp around the turn in the Derby towards the 250. Third quarter in at 29.4. Flashing Star under pressure. McCrandle 4 wide getting to him. 5 wide Golden Rain. 5 and 6 wide, Mark Craig joining in at the 150 and the Victorian. Golden Rain hit the lead. He swept to the lead now in the Australian Derby. Mark Craig is trying to pick him up. Night Rainbow getting out, but here's Australasia's richest 3-year-old ever. Golden Rain wins the Australian Derby by 2.5 metres to Night Rainbow. Mark Craig has run third. Close up.
Later, Golden Rain was to be crowned as Australia's premier 3-year-old of 1993. Mind Power provided her 21-year-old trainer Adam Kelly and reinsman Gary Peace with the biggest win of their careers when she displayed plenty of courage to win the $200,000 Oceania Eldorado final for fillies at Moonee Valley on July 31. Kelly, a self-confessed battler who works for Andrew Peace, turned 21 only 6 days before the big race. He bought the Keystone Scotch filly as a yearling for only $3,000, but the Eldorado victory took her career earnings to $126,000.
Classic, they head to the back after the bell at the 750 second quarter in a 30.5. Lots of joy, leading by almost 3 metres to Mind Power, who's been there from the outset. 3 metres away, third is Slaps and a clear third. 6 or 8 metres away, Lovemaker on the inside of Ranza Springfield. Locked away, Rage, followed by Just a Dancer. Then the Real Koala, Tanvir, Stacey Bon and Golden Classic. Well, Jeff Webster on Slaps now angles one off the fence. He's going okay too. 400 metres out before the turn. Lots of joy ahead in front of Mind Power. 4 metres away, Slaps about to be given full bore. They're broken away from Lovemaker. Then Just a Dancer, Ranza Springfield, the Real Koala, Rage, Stacey Bon, Golden Classic and Tanvir in the Eldorado final for 3-year-old fillies at the 200 third quarter in a 29.1. In front, Lots of Joy veering out. Mind Power got to her. Slaps got balk for run, but Mind Power hit the lead at the 100 metre mark. Lots of Joy can't go on, neither can Slaps. Stacey Bon late the outside, but Mind Power too good. Mind Power, tough effort, wins 1.5 metres. Second, Lots of Joy. Third, Slaps and close up.
Whitby's Merit, the fastest of the 6 heat winners, ran right up to that form when she rated 2 minutes 1.8 to win the $100,000 Pearl final at Gloucester Park on February 26th. Trained and driven by Rod Chambers, Whitby's Merit is by the ill-fated stallion French Chef out of the good producing mare Remit.
Whitby's Merit leading narrowly over Huggy's Lad. Trunky Zoom goes up to make a line of 3. 1.5 lengths to Bonnie Blue Eyes trying to force a run. Trunky Mazaround, he's getting wound up now, but the leaders are sprinting hard. A couple of lengths to Swift Judge, then Palmwood Gold, forget the rest. 29.3 the third quarter, 2.50 to run. Whitby's Merit defied running down. Let ahead on Trunky Zoom, a length off and wide. Trunky Maserati slowly but surely coming at them. Bonnie Blue Eyes can't find a run. Whitby's Merit in front. Trunky Maserati is trying to reach it. Trunky Zoom in the middle. Whitby's Merit is hanging on. Trunky Maserati getting to it with every stride, but no, it's the filly. Whitby's Merit has given Chambers his third pearl. Wins by a neck on Trunky Maserati. Trunky Zoom third. Then
Memories of the 1985 Inter-Dominion champion Pro Chevalier were revived when his son Chivalrous overcame a wide barrier draw to win the $65,000 Edgar Tatley Memorial Stakes for the Colton Geldings at Moonee Valley. Trained and driven by Brian Gaff, Chivalrous, who cost only $4,000 as a yearling, lifted his career earnings to $43,000, but unfortunately died later in the season. He did not race again after the Tatlow success.
Auburn Skipper now pulls to the outside, 3 wide in front of Gimme Sinbad towards the 650. Second quarter, 32.3. In front, Chivalrous. He's had a good run by 3 metres. Nero Dancer has done all the work on the outside. Locked away, Track Cruiser. Auburn Skipper out 3 wide, travels up into 4th placing. Gimme Sinbad will have to go 4 wide. Then Just Odds to centre, Dusty Mick on the rail. Pulling out very wide, Hot Croissant, followed by Riviera Bradgerac. Then Silent Hawk and Winning Chef is back of the tail. Nero Dancer loomed up on the outside to tackle a leader. Chivalrous 250 metres out on the turn. Gimme Sinbad almost fell. He hopped out of his gear. He's not on the race. 200 metres out on the turn. Third quarter 30.4. Nero Dancer on the outside got the Chivalrous. Track Cruiser gets out in plenty of time. At the 120, Nero Dancer the outside, a metre in front. Chivalrous won't give in. He's coming again. Again he grabbed the lead from well back. Hot Croissant is rattling home down the outside. Chivalrous gained a break near the line, and Chivalrous driven right out by Brian Gaff gets there. Chivalrous by 2 metres. Hot Croissant has flown for second. Third, Track Cruiser just in behind.
The unusually named Donahue provided Alan Donahue with the biggest win of his career in the $300,000 Foster's Australian Gold Final for fillies at Harold Park on April 16. Heavily supported into 2-to-1 favouritism, Donahue became stirred up by 2 false starts, but still proved too strong for her rivals.
In the straight for the bell now, and down to the judge. large. It's Trabian and What a Dancer going together stride for stride. Donahue, the Queensland filly, with the trail right behind them fourth. On the inside next then is Curline, a length of Majestic Beauty, and then on the inside Mary Teredo from Classic Georgie, well back on the fence Holiday Affair, and Two to Sunshine. Going to the back, 600 left to go in the Foster's Australia Gold Final, and in front Trabian being tapped up just leads What a Dancer. Curlian on the fence third. Donahue waiting to go fourth, the outside Majestic Beauty tracking it, followed on the inside by Mary Teredo, then Classic Georgie. Trabian's beaten, and What a Dancer goes to the lead inside the 400. Donahue coming after it. Curlian is next, and then wider out Majestic Beauty. Mary Teredo getting along the rail, and further back is Sunshine. Up to the turn now, What a Dancer went to the lead. Here's Donahue after it. Two to Curlian, and on the outside Majestic Beauty running into it, and a long break to the others headed by Classic Georgie. Around the turn, and Donahue raced to the lead. What a Dancer is struggling from Curlian, and on the outside Majestic Beauty, but it's Donahue in front on the straight. Two to Curlian and Majestic Beauty, and then What a Dancer, and Donahue is holding them safely, and the Queensland filly will win the big one. Donahue by a length and a half, Curlian second, Majestic Beauty third. A long break.
The following night, Avenel horseman Graham Morgan had runners in feature races in 3 Australian states. He had Lord Muckley running in the first round of interheats at Albion Park, Newsbreaker in the Group 2 Golden Nursery Stakes at Globe Derby Park, and Albuquerque entered in the $300,000 Foster's Australia Gold Final for the Colts and Geldings at Moonee Valley. Morgan elected to stick with Albuquerque, who indicated he was a Derby colt in the making with a stunning victory in the Juvenile Classic. Local reinsman Greg Norman made it a memorable 2-state double for Morgan when he won the Golden Nursery Stakes with Newsbreaker.
A lap to go at the 900. First quarter 31.3. We own a Brave on the outside. Drew a metre in front of Gary Adam, and Albuquerque making ground out 3 wide. You don't want to be on the running man. Diamond on the outside of Captain Paleface, followed by Track Cruiser. Hot Croissant now making ground between runners. Towards the 650 metre turn they race, and second quarter in 31.4. Just in behind them is Rail Hanover. Third last in the race is Gold Scott, the outside of Ferntree Gold, and the running man is going poorly. He dropped out to the tail towards the 450 in the Foster's Gold. Albuquerque on the outside of Wiona Brave. They've broken away by 6 metres to Gary Adam, followed by Diomed. Track Cruisers under the whip. Hot Croissant pulls to the extreme outside. Then Israel Hanover check, followed by Captain Paleface, Gold Scott. Well back Ferntree Gold and the running man. Around the turn, 200 metres to travel. Third quarter 29.2. Albuquerque drew a neck in front of Wiona Brave. 15 metres to Hot Croissant, who's making ground to third, but Albuquerque on the outside. He's the golden boy. He raced away from Wiona Brave. Hot Croissant gets to third. Gold Scott is making ground, but it's Albuquerque and Graham Morgan for the Foster's Gold. Albuquerque wins 4 metres Wiona Brave. Hot Croissant has run third, 12 metres away.
Whitby's Merit chalked up her third classic victory for the season when she led most of the way to win the Group 1 $50,000 Golden Slipper Stakes at Gloucester Park on June 18th.
Inside the 400, and Whitby's Merit in full flight now. Third quarter in 29.2. A length, Trunky Maserati, who refuses to give in. Trunky Zoom on the inside, waits on the run. 2 lengths, Barocca, wasting breath on the others. Coming to the home turn, Whitby's Merit, a length and a half. Trunky Zoom, Trunky Maserati gone. Into the straight, the filly in front. Whitby's Merit, Chambers throwing everything at her. Trunky Zoom, can he cut her down? Whitby's Merit being tackled by Trunky Zoom, Trunky Zoom, Whitby's Merit, Trunky Zoom, Whitby's Merit, the filly kicked. I think she won. I think she won at a nose. Whitby's Merit, a super run. Whitby's Merit may be a breath from Trunky Zoom. There's a heap there for third, and they were a long...
Torado Hanover filly My Cherie notched up her 4th successive victory when she outclassed her rivals to win an action-packed $60,000 Edgar Tatley Memorial Stakes for fillies at Moonee Valley on July 3. Favourite at 6-4 on, My Cherie, driven by her trainer Ted Demler, won comfortably after an incident coming to the bell put 4 fillies out of contention.
As nearest on the outside, draws up a little bit closer, gets in within a metre of My Cherie. Al Lamond is parked on the leader's back, followed by Vienna Knight. A metre and a half away, Power Pride, followed by Heather Reek on the rail. Up on the outside is Parine, trailed up by Anna Carmella, whose second last is Trouble. I reckon Al Lamond is choked down. Over the top of it, Vienna Knight. The Golden Soul severely checked. The driver of Heatherwick's been tipped out of the cart. Miss Bonton was TKO'd. Out of the straight they race in the Tatlow final. Towards the 750 they race. The quarters in a 31.5 and a 32. My Cherie leading by 6 metres to nearest, who drops in behind the leader. Anna Carmilla on the outsiders going forward. A metre back to Prima Ballerina. Then Poor Pride followed by Parine. They're the only ones left in the race. A break of 20 metres to Miss Bonton and 30 metres away the Golden Soul. Now let's have a look. Our Le Mans driver Chris Alford quite okay. Over the top of it was Vienna Knight. The driver Ken Tipper looks to be quite okay. The ambulance on the track, they will have to sweep around these fallen horses and drivers and the ambulance, which is situated at about the 120 around the turn towards the 250 in a sensational Tatlow final. Third quarter in a 30.5. My Cherie in front. Nearest gets out in plenty of time. Anna Carmella's driver Stephen Dove almost tipped out of the cart. Parine pulls to the outside. They sweep around the clerk of the course and also the ambulance and the fallen horses, and My Cherie still clear. She's got the Tatlow one. Nearest into second. Parine to third. But My Cherie takes out a sensational Tatlow final for fillies. My Cherie and Ted Demler win 6 metres to nearest. Third Parine, then Prima Ballerina.
Named after a town in Scotland by his breeder Wally Ireland, Stromer was hailed as the best New South Wales juvenile since Rowleyella, after his record-breaking win in the $50,000 Dewsbury's Breeders' Plate at Harold Park in July. Stromer was later to become Australian 2-year-old Horse of the Year.
Banachek down to the judge to get the bell. Khan Sunder just the leader. Pooley-Under on the outside second. 3 wide the way to go. Bernie Rex behind them on the inside of Royal Chef. 1 away then to Nero Dancer. Stromer is back midfield from Wiona Brave, Rugwick, and last of all is Banachek. Royal Chef got a bit rough going out of the straight when he eased him to go, and Stromer had to be pushed 4 deep as they run down the back. The second quarter was 31.8. Khan Sunder, the Victorian, got away. Pooley-Under is gone. Here's Stromer. He's coming out after Khan Sunder now very quickly. Third is Bernie Rex, and then comes the way to go. Royal Chef's not in the race. He's going backwards, leaving the back. Khan Sunder 3/4 to Stromer. A length to Bernie Rex, who's right behind them. About 4 lengths to the way to go, and then Wiona Brave. Khan Sunder in front, but Stromer's after him on the outside. 2 to Bernie Rex running a big race. Khan Sunder in front. Stromer comes at him on the outside. And this great youngster goes to the lead. Stromer from Khan Sunder. Bernie Rex is running home on the outside, but Stromer is going to win again. And a brilliant 2-year-old. Stromer has won the Breeders' Plate. Bernie Rex, watch out for him next time. He's run second. Khan Sunder third.
Helium caused one of the biggest boilovers of the season when he got up to score a last stride win in the $40,000 Australasian Trotters Championship final at Moonee Valley early in February. One of the outsiders of the field at 25-1, the former New Zealander came from 3 back on the rail at the bell and did not go around another horse in scoring a neck win from previous ATC winner Dark Edge and the South Australian visitor Profile.
Inside the 950 with a round to go. First quarter in 31.7. Profile leading over 2 metres to on the outside Dashing Chief. Paul's Future now pulls out 3 wide. So Dark Edge, he'll have the last shot of them, followed by Supreme Gent, who trails the leader. Out of the straight they race. Second quarter 33.1 at the 650. Locked away on the rail. Helium in the centre there is Hope Reign Supreme. Moments like these out wide. Con's Poem needs a run, so too Fair Tally. Then Lord Wesbang, and last is Southern Land. Towards the 450 metres they race. Profile still leading Dashing Chief by a metre. On the top turn, 400 metres to travel. Supreme Gent gets out in plenty of time to third. Paul's Future under pressure out 3 wide. Dark Edge now pulls to the outside 4 wide. Helium making ground the rail, and 8 metres to Con's Poem, followed by the Red Gum Coach not travelling well. Then Hope Reign Supreme on the turn, 200 metres to travel. Third quarter 29.9. Profile in front. The danger is Dark Edge on the outside. He's swamping them. Supreme Gent is trying to go with him. Profile in front. Dark Edge has almost got him. Helium is now driving through on the rail and flying. Helium coming home 2 to their 1 with that freak rails run. And Helium, what a drive by Emmanuel Portelli. He's gone up in a photo and beaten Dark Edge and Profile.
Profile made amends for a minor placing in the Australasian Trotters Championship by winning the $30,000 VL Dullard Cup at Moonee Valley 3 weeks later.
Out of the straight they race towards the 800 metre turn. In front is Green Cape, almost 3 metres. 2 on the outside, Helium. Racing third is Hope Reign Supreme. Fourth on the outside is I'm a Bulldog, and fifth on the rail Supreme Gent. A metre to Profile, 4 metres to Lennon. Third last away from the inside, still with a mighty job. Second last is Cons Poem, and last on the outside is Dashing Chief, and Dark Edge pulled up early. Along the back they race inside the 500. Second quarter 31.6. Green Cape in front, shaken up by 2 metres. Helium on the outside is bridging the gap on the top turn. 400 metres to travel. I'm a Bulldog pulls to the outside, gets to third out, 3 wide. Profile is now pulling out. Hope Reign Supreme needs a run. Then Supreme Gent followed by Lennon, Cons Poem, and dropping out of a Dashing Chief, but around the turn 220 metres out. Third quarter 29.8. Green Cape is gone. Helium reached the lead. Getting out now Hope Reign Supreme. He's starting to sprint, followed by I'm a Bulldog, and now Profile is running home hard on the outside. He's coming home all over the top of them on the outside. Profile, he raced up on the outside, grabbed I'm a Bulldog and Hope Reign Supreme, and Profile takes out the Dullard Cup. Profile by a metre, second and third a photo. I'm a Bulldog and Hope Reign Supreme.
Fresh from an Inter-Dominion Grand Final placing in New Zealand, Lennon stopped in Melbourne on the way back to Adelaide and took out the $20,000 Cochrane Trotters Cup at Moonee Valley on April the 3rd.
And in control is Lennon, inclined to pull in front by 3.5 metres. French Wine second, the outsider still hopping on that turn out of the straight. Racing third behind the leader is Helium. 3 metres away, I'm a Bulldog. The splits in 31.4 and 32.5. Locked away, I'm a Bulldog on the inside of Supreme Gent fifth. Then Paul's Future on the inside. Up on the outside, Hope Reign Supreme. Profile now easing out 3 wide, followed by Sovereign Bow. Then Quick Kiwi and Fiona's Flare. But Lennon goes towards the 450. Still over 5 metres in front. Again, French Wine goes for Gallup. He's out of it now. 3 wide, Supreme Gent pulls out, forcing Hope Reign Supreme 4 wide. So Profile is 5 wide on the top turn. Helium behind the leader. He's at a nice run. Then I'm a Bulldog, Quick Kiwi, Paul's Future, Fiona's Flare, and dropping out of it, Sovereign Bow. But Lennon bounded away on the home turn with a wing on every foot. He straightened up 12 metres in front. Third quarter in 30.2. Helium travels into second placing. I'm a Bulldog is getting out. Then Profile down the outside, but it's all the classy Lennon. He's far too good. And he takes out the Cochrane Cup in brilliant style. Lennon wins by 8 metres. I'm a Bulldog has run second. 5 metres away third, Helium. Profile.
Victorian filly Miss Excellence provided her Wood-End farrier and part-time trainer-driver Jack Sullivan with a double reason for celebrating when she beat the Colts in the $7,500 New South Wales Trotters Derby at Harold Park on April 30. Steering clear of early interference, Sullivan gave the filly the run of the race before swooping on the lead with 400 metres to run.
And Grand Score leads the way down the running by Wonder Miss Excellence, who's going to come away from the rail and race up to the leader's wheel. 2 to Keystone Zuma third. On the rail fourth is Northern Sugar. Follow Me's moved up into a trailie outside. A length away then to Williams Fair. About 8 of 10 to Gems Luck, and tail offers Every Light. About 6.50 to go. And Grand Score led them into the back. Miss Excellence is 2 lengths away second now. Another 2 to Keystone Zuma. Northern Sugar on the rail. And then Follow Me just behind them, and a gap then to Williams Fair. Down the back, and Grand Score leads. Miss Excellence though is coming at it very quickly, and past the 400 Miss Excellence put its head in front of Grand Score. 3 lengths to Keystone Zuma. Follow Me is running on pretty well, and 2 then to Northern Sugar out of the back, and Miss Excellence, the Victorian filly, has reached the lead, but Grand Score's fighting back. A half length in it at the moment. On the outside, Miss Excellence just leads Grand Score, but here's Follow Me after the pair of them, and then Keystone Zuma into the straight. Miss Excellence hit the lead from Grand Score. Follow Me on the outside is running on well. The filly in front, Miss Excellence. Follow Me got to second from Grand Score, but Miss Excellence holding Follow Me and Grand Score, and Miss Excellence wins the Trotters Derby. Miss Excellence a length to Follow Me. Grand Score third, close up.
Leading Victorian reinsman Gavin Lang took his tally of Victoria Trotters Derby wins to 3 when he steered Kiwi Squaregator Top of Ander to a narrow win over classy filly Mel Park Maid in the $25,000 Classic at Moonee Valley on June 3. Lang had previously been successful with Table Card in 1988 and Exemplify in 1989.
At the 650, second quarter in a 30.8. The leader still Top of Ander by 1.5 metres to Mel Park Maid. The filly's done a power of work on the outside. 3 metres away third is Follow Me, tapped up. 6 metres to Miss Excellence, 10 metres to Grand Score, then the Proudest, 30 metres to Uncle Grubby, 15 metres to Larry Do, 35 metres to Bet I Will, Northern Sugar, and 15 metres to Fickle Friend. 300 metres out before the turn. Third quarter in a 30.6. Top of Ander in front by 2 metres to Mel Park Maid. She's about to be given full bore on the outside despite working. Then Follow Me on the leader's back, needing a run, and 12 metres to Grand Score running home at the 180. Top of Ander 2 metres in front of Mel Park Maid on the outside, still sticking on, followed by Follow Me. Top of Ander in front. Now she's putting in the big strides. The filling on the outside, Mel Park Maid. Top of Ander in front. Mel Park Maid is lunging. Top of Ander hanging on, and Top of Ander has won by a half head to Mel Park Maid. Great race. Follow Me 6 metres away third. A gap to Grand
Brilliant
Score.
young square-gator Mel Park Maid was hailed as another Scotch Notch and the best trotter since Maori's Idol, after whitewashing her rivals in the fourth running of the $35,000 Homefield Classic, which was run at Moonee Valley on June the 19th. 2 qualifying heats and the final will run over 1,940 metres during the evening. Trained and driven by Don Smith, Mel Park Maid proved her toughness with a class record win in the second heat, then bettered her time in the $20,000 final some 2.5 hours later.
It's Follow Me in front by 2 metres, now only a metre. 2 on the outside, Mel Park Maid. 5 metres away third is Top of Ander, who's always trailed the leader, and last on the outside is Mary Dante. Out of the straight they race towards the 750. The quarters in a 31.9 and a 30.7. It's Follow Me, trying to lead all the way in the home field final by a metre. 2 on the outside, Mel Park Maid about to apply the pressure. Top of Ander dropped off there some 8 metres away third, and 6 metres away Mary Dante. Don Smith on Mel Park Maid gives the filly full bore, and in a stride she went straight past Follow Me, who's under tremendous pressure. Top of Ander for Gavin Lang for the first time in the race, angles one off the fence, gets into second placing, 12 metres off Mel Park Maid, who bounded away inside the 300 metres, and 20 metres away Mary Dante, but Mel Park Maid comes to the home turn 220 metres out. Third quarter in a 29.1. She is brilliant, Mel Park Maid. Top of Ander gets into second placing, 10 metres away. Follow Me can't go on, followed by Mary Dante, but really how good is she, Mel Park Maid? She's won a new class record to win her heat. She's in front. Top of Ander making a late lunge, but Mel Park Maid will win the home field final. Mel Park Maid wins by a metre to Top of Ander, and she's won another record at 2.7. Third placing some distance away, Follow Me, and Mary...
Mel Park Maid made it a hat-trick of Moonee Valley class records when she treated her rivals with utter contempt to win the $17,500 Victoria Trotters Oaks by nearly 20 metres on July 3.
Mel Park Maid travels out of the straight the final time towards the 800 metre turn in the Victoria Trotters Oaks, 6 metres in front of Follow Me. That's the Quinola. Northern Sugar 15 metres away third, followed by Making Music. Second quarter in a 31.9. Then Carol Rose fifth. 5 metres to Crystal Sunset, 25 metres to Miss Excellence, followed by Like a Charm, and galloping is Higher Than Hope. Mel Park Maid at the 500 though, still 8 metres in front of Follow Me. Second quarter in a 31.9, 15 metres away, Making Music, making ground to third. Well back is Carol Rose, followed by Northern Sugar, then Crystal Sunset. Out the back are Like a Charm, Miss Excellence, and tailed off Higher Than Hope, but Mel Park Maid come to the home turn, 250 metres out. Third quarter in a 30.6. 10 metres away second, Follow Me. She's being hard driven. 3 metres away, Making Music, making ground, and 35 metres to Crystal Sunset. But this brilliant filly, Mel Park Maid, she raced away over the final 120 metres. Making Music is boxing on into second placing. Follow Me can't go on. But this daughter of RC's DJ, Mel Park Maid, is brilliant. She wins the Victoria Trotters Oaks by 15 metres. Terrific effort. Mel Park Maid brilliantly. Second, Making Music. 6 metres away third, Follow Me. Then Crystal...
Mel Park Maid continued her dominance of juvenile trotters events when she scored a hollow victory in the $10,000 South Australian Trotters Derby at Globe Derby Park a week later.
30.1 the second quarter. She's run a minute dead the first half. Into the back she heads, Mel Park Maid. She's 30 metres top of Ander Can Do No More. Vanilla Ice comes to the outside. Then El Kala, a long gap, then Jeb Liners making some ground. And further back, He'll Take Time, Williams, Fair Fickle Friend, and last one, Gala Glory off the back. And the leader is Mel Park Maid. The time's all that counts from here. She's 40 metres clear of Vanilla Ice. Top of Ander will be lucky to run a place from El Kala. What's the third quarter? 30.6 she's run. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, do you remember Tip Top Prince that night? Well, this is just about as special. Mel Park Maid's 50 metres clear. Put your hands together without any doubt whatsoever. The greatest performance seen in this state by a 3-year-old trotter. Mel Park Maid absolutely blitzes them and wins 50 metres, running into second placing Williams Fair. About 15 metres away, Vanilla Ice has run a good race, the South Australian.
Crystal Sunset, a failure as a pacer, chalked up the biggest win of her short career when she beat the Colts and Geldings in the $50,000 Oceania Eldorado final at Moonee Valley on July 24. Transferred to Melton trainer Graham Lang only a fortnight earlier and driven by his son Gavin, Crystal Sunset powered away to win untouched by 9 metres.
They're in the final round now in the Oceania Eldorado 3-year-old trotters final inside the 800 metres. Second quarter in a 30.9. Key step in front. The Colts had a good run. The filly Crystal Sunset is 4 metres away, second the outside. Then Midnight Till Dawn on the inside of Uncle Grubby. The quartet are broken away by 12 metres to Bloomfield Gold. Scarf Hazel gone. Then Carol Rose, followed by the proudest Rhoda's Pride. And out the back are Rayleigh Flash and Cano Ben. A match in two, it appears, towards the 450 metre turn. Key step still 3 metres in front of Crystal Sunset the outside. Uncle Grubby 8 metres away gets the third, followed by Midnight Till Dawn and 15 metres to Bloomfield Gold and Carol Rose around the turn towards the 250. Third quarter in a 30.6. Key Steppers 2 metres in front. Crystal Sunset on the outside. She's got a kick left. Uncle Grubby 8 metres away gets the third at the 150. Key Step in a stride, grabbed by Crystal Sunset. The filly hit the lead. Gavin Lang hasn't moved on her. Key Step can't go on. Uncle Grubby gets the third, but Crystal Sunset is racing away with the Eldorado Trotters final, and Crystal Sunset bolts in, wins 8 metres. Second Key Step, 10 metres away, third Uncle Grubby. Then,
although only a 3-year-old, Mel Park Maid scored an almost unanimous vote to take out the Juvenile and All-Age Trotter of the Year awards, which were announced in September. Red Coach Glory colt Wagon Apollo provided his Melton trainer driver Graham Lang with his second successive Redwood Classic victory when he outclassed his rivals to take out the major juvenile event for Squaregators at Maryborough on July 12. Lang had won the race a year earlier with Fickle Friend.
Down the back, the leader, 600 metres out, Quick Kiss by 2 metres to Mary's Dream. Pagini Dancer on the outside, Wagon Apollo. Idle Lady going up on the inside from Out of My League, Arrest and Test, 450 out. And Quick Kiss in front of Mary's Dream on the inside. Pagini Dancer held up. Wagon Apollo is next. Idle Lady looking for a run with sticks and going for a gallop. Out of My League, Quick Kiss in front before the turn. From Mary's Dream, the widest runner, Wagon Apollo. Pagini Dancer, then comes Sticks over on the outside. Arrest and Tess and Idle Lady around the turn. And the leader was Quick Kiss on the outside. Wagon Apollo is trying to pick it up from Mary's Dream. The inside, Pagini Dancer. The leader is Quick Kiss. Wagon Apollo, the outside, is in front. Pagini Dancer. Oh, Quick Kiss goes for a gallop. Wagon Apollo took the lead. Pagini Dancer, but Wagon Apollo wins. Wagon Apollo nearly 3 metres to Pagini Dancer, and third Mary's Dream, then Sticks on.
Wagon Apollo indicated he was a star of the future when he provided Gavin Lang with an armchair ride to score an effortless victory in the $20,000 Edgar Tatlow Memorial Stakes at Moonee Valley the following month.
And Idle Lady in front. The favoured Wagon Apollo has sat without cover. By the same token, draws up within a metre with a round to go. Third placing Pagini Dancer switching back to the rail. First quarter in a 33.2. Fourth on the outside of Shady Peril. Southern Truscott from the rear now is letting loose. Second quarter in a 32.3. Then Fairly Free. The outsiders Pie Watch It, followed by Stubby Jack. And out the back are Quick Kiss along with Miracle Mary. And tailed off You Are a Good One. At the 600 they race. Wagon Apollo on the outside draws ahead in front of Idle Lady. Out 3 wide of Shady Peril, forcing Southern Truscott, is under pressure out 4 wide. Pagini Dancer comes off the fence to track Wagon Apollo. 6 or 8 metres away Pie Watch It. followed by Fairly Free, then Stubby Jack and Forget, Quick Kiss, Miracle Mary and You Are a Good One. Around the home turn they race towards the 250. Third quarter in a 30.3. Wagon Apollo on the outside. He's a neck in front of Idle Lady boxing on. Pagini Dancer needs a run, followed by Shady Peril. At the 180, Wagon Apollo held together a neck in front of Idle Lady. Pagini Dancer needs a run, followed by Shady Peril. But Gavin Lang has not moved on Wagon Apollo. Pagini Dancer gets out the second near the line from Shady Peril, and Wagon Apollo wins comfortably. Wagon Apollo wins by 3 metres. Pagini Dancer's got out and run second. Third home ahead away Shady Peril. Then
over in New Zealand, the father and son team of Roy and Barry Purden once again dominated the local scene, annexing most of the feature races on both islands of the Dominion. They chalked up 122 winners in New Zealand, while their nearest rival, Brian Saunders, prepared 38 winners. At the Auckland Trotting Club's meeting at Alexandra Park on March the 12th, horses trained by Roy and Barry Purden won 7 of the 10 races on the program. 3 New Zealand reinsmen topped the century of wins during the season. Maurice McKendry was the leading driver with 135 winners, and he was followed by Tony Herlihy with 127 and Ricky May on 113. Blossom Lady and Anthony Butt were given a standing ovation after winning the $80,000 New Zealand free-for-all at Addington on November 13. Sixth with cover coming to the home turn, Blossom Lady stormed home to capture the big double. 3 days earlier, she was successful in the New Zealand Cup.
The 9 of them go down the back now. The Bruiser by a length and a quarter. It's Motor Power the outside, just not staying with him at the moment. Over on the inside, Christopher Vance, and there's followed by in such a 3 wide Master Musician in the middle, trapped for a moment or two. Over on the inside of that is 2 under. Blossom Lady hasn't moved yet. She's still following in such a forward. So goes on her back and Lawn Boy the inner. They race their way round the turn, 300 metres to run, and the Bruiser heading for home from its Motor Power in such a. Christopher Vance is locked up on the inside of Master Musician, and Blossom Ladies 4 out and coming hard, and then so go Lawn Boy, and further back behind them then for 2 under. It's Blossom Lady, and she's set the fuse and she's come away from them. Coming after us, so go. They race down towards the line, and Blossom Lady's going to score the double. Blossom Lady, what a performance, what a mare, she's brilliant. Over on the outside, so go. Christopher Vance came out of the ruck to get home for 30.
Despite an early mistake which added to his 15-metre handicap, Chokin turned in an incredible performance to win the $65,000 DB Draft Easter Cup at Addington in April. Driven by Tony Herlihy, Chokin ran the last mile in 1:56.1 and the final 800 metres in 56.5 seconds. The Easter Cup is run over 2 miles.
800 metres to go. Back on the inside to Greenwich, then Lady Bonnie and the Lad, followed by Remote Stream Air Supply. Stride Cross is the first to throw out the anchor, just can't stay with him. And back with it now is Snow Fella. Down to the 600 metres goes Blossom Lady, and she's really applying the pressure, turning up the heat on them at this stage as they race off the back, a length clear of Christopher Vance. Butler's first in the trail. Chokin's had a good run in behind him the outside. On the fence, 2 under, then Giovanetto. So goes 2 lengths away, followed by Macbeth by Lady Bonnie. Remote Stream 4 wide at the bend, and Ballad followed further back then. At the head of the rest by Air Supply and Greenwich, but they swing for home, and Blossom Lady and the crowd are already on their feet. Here comes Chokin down the outside. Blossom Lady has a length and a half, but he's eating into a lead now. It's Blossom Lady. Anthony Buckley's going for the step, but Chokin's drawing up outside. He's a class fellow, this one, and Chokin's got the measure of Blossom Lady and wins 3/4 of a length. Second home Blossom Lady, Sogo finishing attractively for third.
Not surprisingly, Blossom Lady was a clear-cut winner as New Zealand's top performer for the season. The Glamour mare took out the big 3, Aged Pacer of the Year, Pacer of the Year and Harness Horse of the Year. Chokin, with Tony Herlihy in the sulky, humbled New Zealand's best 4-year-olds in the $90,000 Famous Grouse Messenger Championship at Alexandra Park on March the 5th. trapped 3 wide for most of the race after drawing the outside of the second row in a capacity field of very good horses. Chokin won easily.
Wheeling out 900 metres left to go in the famous Grouse New Zealand Messenger Championship, and the leader is still Tigerish. This game mare by 3/4 of a length over Fuel to Burn. They're followed in the trail then by Scottish Hostess, Cura Harper Lord, still in the 1-1, just ahead of it wide now is Franco Whisper. As they work into the back, the half was 104.8, and behind them to Chokin, who's 3 wide on the outside of San Sabriel and Al Jefferson. Then we've got Andrell's Dream getting closer, followed Wadaminbar, Master Blaster, then Butler's First, Rainbow Fella and Kilburnie Fella. But it's a packed field as they head out towards the Showgrounds Bend now with 450 just to go. And the leader on the inside is Tigerish. Tigerish, she's applied the pressure. The outside Fuel to Burn there, followed then by Scottish Hostess. Then Cura Harper Lord. Now there's Tony letting the brakes go on. Chokin, he zooms up on the outside to be equal second as they make the turn. But meantime, Tigerish, the 3/4, 134.7. She slipped away 2.5 lengths on Chokin. Scottish Hostess and Cura Harper Lord. Here comes Butler's First. San Sabriel looking for a way through. Chokin hit the front inside the 100 from Butler's First. San Sabriel late run, Master Blaster. Chokin's too strong. Chokin scored second at the line. Photos between on the inside San Sabriel or on the outside Butler's First. Butler's First.
The cleverly named Hitchcock provided Roy Purden with his 7th Great Northern Derby success when he led throughout to win the $100,000 Classic at Alexandra Park on March the 20th. Hitchcock is out of a mare named Psycho.
So as they come to the judge, 1,000 metres left to go. The pace has been on, and Hitchcock is the leader. This time Franco loomed up to Philly on the outside, and stablemate to eyeball it as they swing out towards the 900. Fancy Richie, then we've got on the outside Franco Chef. Graham Harris still keeping the leaders on his side with Mark Craig, and they're followed by Matt's Fella, Ararua Chief and Night Rainbow trying to improve from Quick Trip, then Mr. Wolf Blast. They're followed Mark Roy, Natural Baron and Craig Galachi, so down the back they go in the Green Lane Toyota Great Northern Derby of 93, and Hitchcock is the pilot. By a length and a half to this time Franco there, followed down on the inside Fancy Richie. Mark Craig out towards the outside wide, followed by Night Rainbow, Franco Chef. Then we've got Cheetah Man on the inside. Ararua Chief came next to Matt's Fella, Mr. Wolf Blast. Then Mark Roy, followed Natural Baron and Craig Galachi. Off the back they come, 300 metres out in the Derby, and Hitchcock by a length and a half now to Mark Craig, and right there is this time Franco and Fancy Richie. Night Rainbow's making a charge of them wide as they swing into the straight. 200 metres left to go, and Hitchcock, it's kicked away 2.5 on Fancy Richie. There followed this time Franco, runs from Franco Chef and Cheetah Man down the outside to Mark Roy, but Hitchcock's got it in safekeeping at the 50. Cheetah Man's flashing home along the inside. Hitchcock too good. Hitchcock beat Cheetah Man. Third at the line is going to be Fancy Richie. Fourth is
The drinks were on Christchurch publican Robert Diamond after Sherebick, one of the outsiders at 15 to 1, scored an upset win over hot favourite, this time Franco, in the Group 1 $40,000 Great Northern Oaks at Alexandra Park in April.
850 metres out from home, and Lento is the pilot. It's shaken off Kokona by a length and a half in trading a Chevy Bay. This time Franco, the hot favourite, getting a lovely trip. It's in the 1-1. Back on the inside, La Rain, deeper out then to Bellamy, followed Perfect Parcel, Cherubic and Hannah Hawk. Let Loose got a run up on the inside for John Langdon, then Lavani and Pacific Flight. It's looking for room there, followed by Takeover, Franco and Bonnell. It dropped to the rear. They pack up now the Pasco's Jewelers, Great Northern Oaks as they head towards the Showgrounds turn, and Lento is the leader. 3/4 to a length, Kokona, Chevy Bays in the trail. This time Franco in the sit. There followed La Rain, 3 deep on the fence. Over on the inside then is Cherubic. Out deeper, Perfect Parcel and Hannah Hawk as they make towards the corner. Then Pacific Flight with a wall of horses in front of it. Into the straight, it's Lento to Kokona. This time Franco angling out in the centre. There followed Chevy Bay, who came off the fence. Lento and Henry Skinner in charge. Here comes the hot favourite. This time Franco. Cherubic's diving home along the inside. This time Franco, Lentic and Cherubic. Cherubic's coming 2 to 1. Cherubic with the winning run, and Chevy Bay went off stride. Cherubic beat this time Franco, and on the outside then Lento's third from the fast finish.
Sidelined for 7 weeks with a broken arm suffered in a race smash in February, 28-year-old Mark Purden bounced back with a win behind Mark Roy in the $125,000 John Brandon New Zealand Derby at Addington in April. One of three Roy and Barry Purden trained runners, Mark Roy is a half-brother to Inter-Dominion winner Mark Hanover.
Just on 1,300 metres to go, and as they reach the judge, it's Hitchcock the inside, and Mark Craig is voted up 3 wide around Silent Assassin. Mark Roy is out 3 also. Mr. Wolf Blass has now got some cover in the middle. BBC is back on the inside, still trailing the leader. It's followed by No Return, Light Dear, 3 out around them. Franco Chef next as they pass the 1,000 metres. Answer Me in the checkers down on the inside. Supreme Power, Executive Stress wider out. Light Dear's not pacing well up front. It went out to off stride for a second or two. Settled quickly though. Back and behind those is Franco Chef following Fancy Richie, and around the outside goes Executive Stress and Red Tip Governor's last. But as they head down the back now, it's Hitchcock in front by a long neck. Outside him is Mark Craig. BBC's had a good run. 3 wide to Mark Roy. Silent Assassin is there. Light Year is 3 wide around Mr. Wolf Blass, and No Return is going to need a key to get out of that position. And wider out on the track, Executive Stress and Franco Chef. It's followed by Fancy Richie, Answer Me, Supreme Power, and 2 lengths away to Red Tip Governor. 400 metres to go, and Hitchcock lining them up for the run home now from Mark Craig and Mark Roy. BBC waiting for room. No Return, can he get out? And Henry Skinner's going for a middle run. Wider out on the track, Light Years giving ground, and Franco Chef coming at them down the other. But it's Mark Roy that's got to the front. Here's No Return unwinding a big run now. Mark Roy with 100 to go. No Return is running at him. Mark Roy is holding. No Return drawing in on him. They go to the post. Mark Roy saw it through. Mark Roy to beat No Return, BBC, followed by Mark Craig.
Mark Purden claimed another classic victory the following month when he teamed with the Purden stable's second-string runner, Pacific Flight, to win the Group 1 $40,000 Neverly R Stud New Zealand Oaks at Addington in May. Last at the 2,000 metres, Pacific Flight wore down her better fancied stablemate, this time Franco.
Heading down the back now, and the Oaks field is led by Mia Gunn from the favourite. This time Franco only 3/4 of a length away on the outside. La Rain's in the trail. Vimy is 3 wide. In between horses, Takeover Franco. On the fence to Prizevert, pulling a little bit, and 3 wide to Pacific Flight with Lento in the centre, 500 left. Olivia Franco and Lord of Madam Armour Class. A big run coming around the field from Chevy Bay, then Cherubic and Bellamy, a bunched field in the fillies race. They head for home, 300 to go. On the inside, Mia Gunn, and this time Franco and Vimy is 3 wide. Pacific Flight is 4 wide. In behind them, Takeover Franco, looking for rumours. La Rain, there's none. Then Lento. Further up to Lord of Madam and Chevy Bay, but this time Franco's reached the lead. Here comes Pacific Flight, and the Purdens are going to do it again. They're out in front, the pair of them. Pacific Flight doing better than this time Franco. Pacific Flight has won it. Second home was the favourite this time Franco, and wider out Lento has run into third. It's full of home.
A sensational burst of speed in the home stretch saw outstanding juvenile Motoring Magic waltz away with a $150,000 ANZ Bank Sires Stakes final at Alexandra Park on May 28th.
9.8, so down the far side, 600 metres out, and Ginger Man and Colin de Philippi full of running, a length and a half, Nevermore. Costa Plenty's had a good run in the trail there, followed Esprit Turbo, the 1-1. There's Robert Cameron moving Hermes up 3 wide, he's in full flight. They're followed back on the inside, Rare Touch, White Star, Sam, Motoring Magic and Rossini. 8 or 9 first to last in the ANZ Bank Sires Stakes final as they wheel towards a bend. Ginger Man in front now from Nevermore, Hermes, and on the inside Costa Plenty, Esprit Turbo and White Star Sam. Down the straight, just under 150 left to go though, and Ginger Man's got them covered at the moment to Nevermore. Locked up is Costa Plenty. Here comes Motoring Magic down the outside with a paralysing burst and swept to the lead for Morris McKendry, and Motoring Magic racing away to win it. Ginger Man second, White Star Sam third, followed by Nevermore.
Motoring Magic wrapped up the title of New Zealand's best juvenile when he won the Group 1 smoke-free New Zealand 2-year-old championship at Alexandra Park at the end of June. It was an $85,000 race. In adding the 2-year-old championship to his impressive record, Motoring Magic joined Honkin Vision in 1989 and Chokin in 1991 as the only horses to have won that race and the ANZ Bank Sires Stake final.
So it looks like it'll be a sprint home, and the leader is Motoring Magic, led by Nectar Costa Plenty. Nevermore's in the 1-1. White Star Sam locked against the fence. In behind them, Esprit Turbo, followed then by Dame Roy, says Tony Hurley, setting Ginger Man alight, and Rossini's the tail ender. They reach the end of the back straight, and there's many chances here. Only 7 first to last, and Motoring Magic being eyeballed on the outside now by Costa Plenty. Ginger Man's making its run 3 wide on the outside of Nevermore and White Star Sam as they wheel round the bend. 150 or just over to go, and Motoring Magic the leader. The 3/4 134.6. Over on the outside is Costa Plenty, White Star Sam. Ginger Man's coming home fairly well, but Motoring Magic, the favourites, got them covered. 100 left to go. White Star Sam and Ginger Man emerging down the outside, but Motoring Magic too good. Motoring Magic has scored second at the line. Photos between Ginger Man and White Star Sam, and not necessary.
New Zealand's leading reinsman Tony Hurley added another Group 1 victory to his already impressive tally when he combined with 9-year-old Lordship Squaregator Directorship to win the DB Draft Dominion Handicap at Addington on November 21. Having only his second drive in one of New Zealand's premier trotting races, Hurley got Directorship home in a slogging finish to score narrowly from Rosie O'Grady and Starker Pride.
At the 900 pole, William D by just 3/4 of a length over SETI. Happy Tom is next around the outside of them. Now comes Directorship. Game Paul's been having a good run right throughout. 800 left to run. Rosie O'Grady 3 wide. Starker Pride back on the inside of Jenny's Rocket, followed by Double Stitch the inside, and further out to Fraggle Rock. They were followed then by Diamond Field, Aspiring Last Night Allowance, and Hickory Stick. 600 metres left. William D by about a half length from SETI. In behind it, Happy Tom, Directorship, and Game Paul. Starker Pride is there. Rosie O'Grady, Jenny's Rocket, followed around the outside of those. They come up round the turn now. Double Stitch is back on the inner rather, and further out on the track then they were followed a bit wider by Aspiring Last. Just ahead of it, Fraggle Rock, G de Jour wrapped up in the centre, and they were followed by Night Allowance, Hickory Stick, and Diamond Field. They're in the straight, and it's William D in front now, and SETI is broken up again. Wider out Directorship, and Rosie O'Grady, and Starker Pride gets the gap. It's opened up like a barn door, and she shoots through, and down the outside Rosie O'Grady and Directorship. Starker Pride, and late coming is Jenny's Rocket. They go to the post. It's a tight one. Would give it to Directorship. Directorship, Rosie O'Grady, Starker Pride.
Morris McKendry, runner-up on Rosie O'Grady in the Dominion Handicap in November, made amends when he steered David Moss to a comfortable victory in the Group 1 General Insurance Rowe Cup at Alexandra Park.
The field for the 1993 FAI J. Rowe Memorial Gold Cup. They wheel out towards the 850, and the leader is David Moss. He is pricked by a length and a quarter. Night Allowance ranged up into second. Park there, followed then by Diamond Field. A lovely run in the trail. Aspiring Lasses deeper out down the back. They charge there, followed by Game Paul, Flaky Jake, and Gorbachev. Here comes the pressure now. They're followed by Brett and Abbey. On the inside, the French Dynamite deeper out in the track to Prada Petite and Game Paul. They're followed by Forstaff and Great Oaks and Southern Man. They head out towards the Showgrounds bend. Just over 450 left to go, and David Mossy applied the pressure. He eased out a length and a half to Night Allowance, and they're followed by Diamond Field, Gorbachev, and Aspiring Lass. Further back then to French Dynamite, but round the turn they come in the cup now, and it's David Moss the favourite by a length and a half. On the outside to Diamond Field and Night Allowance, and behind them to Gorbachev. David Moss though at the 120 by 2 lengths. Here comes Diamond Field, then Night Allowance. They've knuckled down to it. David Moss though has got them covered. Diamond Field and Night Allowance, but David Moss is too strong in the hands of Morris McKendry. Got the cup by 2.5 lengths. Diamond Field second. Night Allowance is third, followed by Forstaff and behind.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed Volume 7 of Australasian Harness Racing Year. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the racing clubs for all their help and support. Also, don't forget to get your copy of 2 in a Million, the story of two greats, Village Kid and Westburn Grant, which has just been released. So until next year, good luck, keep pacing.